Doing good.
Existing.
Yeah.
Foundry wants to load.
After some initial tech problems, now that my headphones are working, I'm good.
Gotta love the tech problems.
Seems that everyone will have one.
Seems that I passed it over to Apple, my tech problems.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, Foundry does. It's stuck on downloading world data.
Are you
just
right?
reopen it again, maybe.
Control Shift R.
Clear.
Force reload.
Yeah.
Then I get a thing that says page unresponsive. You can wait for it to become responsive or exit the page.
Yikes. Okay.
What browser are you using?
Yeah, clear cache, close everything down.
I'm using Chrome.
Turn it off, turn it on.
Yeah. I have my
Step
notes
out of the
already
room,
open.
come back inside.
Your girlfriend's not streaming 5 music videos at the same time, is she?
Light up some incense and clear the room.
Perform a little rain dance. Sacrifice a digital sheep.
A digital sheep.
Attach real life chicken bones in a small box.
You know, the Omnislayer doesn't care about real sheep, so you have to sacrifice digital sheep.
Do some prayers to the internet god.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make an altar at your router.
Don't forget the tech trace purity seal attached to your PC.
Oh yeah, I have to get my incense ready and my sacred oils.
Yeah, exactly.
Oil up the computer.
And then perform the holy rites of percussive maintenance.
Oh yeah.
See, Lena, 40k is an endless source of, jokes in quotes.
Well, Matt was in there first with the 40k reference.
Yeah. Is it working now, Abel?
I don't want to.
He don't want to.
Which browser are you using?
Chrome.
Chrome. Okay. Try Firefox.
Do I have Firefox installed?
It says you're connected, like it shows you up in the player box.
Yes, it does.
It always gets stuck on the same place, like it's like 80% done.
You want to restart everything, or?
I mean, I'm not sure if that's gonna do anything. We can start with just like general, like the start and the RP stuff. Like I have my notes and everything.
Okay.
And then as soon as we actually need them, that
from last session since you volunteered, Abel.
Rip.
I mean, there was a lot of fighting.
Yeah,
I think for Lion, the biggest impression is that they actually did quite well. Completely against all expectations, his own expectations. And I think what stood out to him the most, and this actually, I had a small little thing planned in RP, so don't steal it from me, but is actually how well Andy did with all the spiders and everything. She held up her own, and that left a big impression on him.
Andy.
Yeah. Speaking of me, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
How well Andy did with all the spiders.
Honestly, was most in mind was the combat, because it definitely got her blood rising, and she was sipping all over the place. So that was a large impression there. Also, that we did pretty well. Got things taken care of, even though we were caught off guard to arrive to that. And and then in the back of our mind, it's just, hey, not really a green dragon, but whatever the fuck Venom Fang is, it somehow worked out okay.
It's technically a dragon.
Yeah. It worked out okay, so that's still the nervous jitters about that. Okay, this was too easy. Where's the second food gonna fall?
Where's the actual green dragon?
Yeah.
It's dead.
I mean,
Remember?
there was a corpse.
They don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got oh yeah, and where she currently is getting the ride on Venom, so she is shitting her fucking pants.
Oh, but it's like I want to point out that like I couldn't remember it in the moment last session. Shush, cat.
But he wants to join in.
I couldn't remember it in the moment, but basically because I was too tired. But like the venom fang.
Yeah.
At some point on the common, right? Started going. Come on, Camellia. We come and go. We come. And he sings just as bad, I want to point out. This is why I was giving you this little performance so you know how bad it really is. So, but he sings it with the enthusiasm of somebody who really likes to sing and is seemingly oblivious to how bad it is or doesn't care.
That's a mood, honestly, because I have
Yeah.
much to say.
So
Yeah.
you, and also at some point he then turned that into, you put your right foot in, you put your right foot
Oh
out,
my
you
God.
put your right foot in, and then you shake it all about, you do the hooky pooky and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. And he does a little like going around in a circle. And of course he doesn't, once he started singing this, he would like put the right foot in and then hold the progression of the walk, and then he would put it out, and then he would take a step, and then he would put the right foot in, and then so basically
Oh,
Yeah,
he
that's-
is walking. Okay, so Andy isn't shitting her pants because I thought he was flying.
no, he is not flying. No, he is
Okay, that's good.
He, like I said, he puts you on his back, and he's like,
Mhm.
because of your size, potentially treating you like children. You kind of get the impression that he used to do like rides around the carnival for the
Yeah,
kids.
he is a carny, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a carny. So you wouldn't fly off with the kids. You would keep them safe, right? And fun. So that's what he's doing, which means that you will arrive at camp around the same time when the others will arrive at camp, because it took you actually way longer because he's taking his time.
Yeah, but also that is, we need to read back because that is in session things. But yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
clearing that up.
And also, that's anyway. Matt,
Yeah.
your impression from last session.
Hunting
That's right.
people down as they try to flee for their lives is very fun.
I have to say that I really enjoyed you going after them. Although it like introduces some logistical difficulties for the GM of like, oh, we're now 90 feet off the map. Oh, we're now 150 feet off the map. But hey, we're used to that from Vieira from last campaign.
I
as
was
well.
going to say,
Yeah.
you had some training.
Yeah.
They're 580 yards away. Well, that's still within longbow range.
That's talking a lot of shit for someone in longbow range.
Just wait until someone gives Kit a gun.
Oh wow. But yeah, it was also fun to stick Kid on this.
She is like a little attack dog, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yep.
Meow, and then phew, it should go.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that. Sai, thank you for clarifying. Chris?
Two main things really. The conversation with Lion and Alana, just about kind of possibilities and opportunities, and the second thing is confirmation that not all dragons are kill you and ask questions later. So for the most part, that's kind of Alana's take. She's got a different viewpoint of dragons in general, and some different ideas about things she can do. That's it. That's me.
And we're getting a mustache from Maya. Meow.
And also a mount.
Mysterious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! One of us will survive.
One small check. Does it still say I'm active in the session?
No.
No.
No,
Okay,
no longer.
Alright. I was waiting maybe if kind of like it was hicking up because it thought I was
Oh,
active
right.
and then I
Now
wasn't.
you're in. Now you're in.
Well, now it's downloading old data again because I just opened it. I just gave it a second to see if it kind of like needed to like completely get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. No. Still
Ah,
what the
shit.
fuck?
Give it a moment, because sometimes it takes a bit for my PC to load it.
Yeah.
While you give it some time,
there's a-
download the other browser. Like while it's doing that.
Yeah.
Download
I
the
mean,
other browser.
you've got
just to be sure.
Edge, don't you?
I do have Edge.
Just give Edge a try.
Yeah, because Edge and Chrome are like effectively the same now.
I'll try it out. Yeah, welcome to Microsoft Edge. I know, dude. Get out.
This is the first time you've launched this. Would you like to make this your default application? No, thank you
No,
for
thank
clicking
you.
yes.
Exactly. Do you want to use Bing as your default browser? Hell no.
Yikes.
Alright, it's Edge time. I'm edging.
Yeah, I'm edging it work now.
I'm thankfully avoiding that shit like the plague unless it's a browser-specific problem.
I still find it funny, like Edge asking what is my purpose? You install Chrome.
And it
Yeah.
did work.
Oh no.
Yep. There we go. Thanks, Edge.
And
That's the only
I
time
can
I'm gonna use you
recommend
on this computer.
I can recommend uninstalling Chrome after the session and reinstalling
Yeah.
it. So,
Or checking your add-ons.
yeah, it's something in your add-ons or it's something in Chrome.
Yep. Or if Chrome needs to like update and you haven't seen that, haven't done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I will check after the session.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Oh my
Matt
god.
suddenly a German.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. My
back to Narcilian, Elana, and Alagos.
Mm-hmm.
So, Andy and Kit have just left with the dragon. They're about to have like a lot of singing, but we don't know about that because they're gone.
Catnap time.
You are kind of like still in the treasure estimating,
Right.
getting your bearings,
Yeah,
picking it up.
I was going to say I wouldn't be doing any counting or calculating right now.
No.
Just pick it up and throw it in the bags that we can throw it into.
Yeah.
Pull those bags onto the Tensor's floating disk and
But
Yes,
as you're packing, basically, Alagos will like sidle up to you,
who?
to Elana.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
And while he's helping, be like, this was a rough ending to the day. Are you alright?
I'm alright. It's Narcilian you should be asking. He's the one who got injured.
Not physically. It is never easy taking a life. I've no experience with that.
Until recently, neither did I. I think it's not something to dwell upon now. We need to stay focused.
Of course. If you do need to talk about it.
I'll let you know.
Alright?
For now, stay alert, stay alive.
And then he will pick up one of the dragon teeth and is like, these are dragon teeth.
Yep, we got 7 of them.
Okay.
Imagine a lot of side eye from Lion, but he is backing with
Yeah.
bombastic side eye.
Bombastic levels of side eye.
Larlock, on the other hand, is careening over the pile of coins and posing as though a giant dragon on a very large horde.
Alagos will occasionally pick up like a platinum coin and is like, oh, can you protect this while we're packing?
And he shuffles on top and sits.
Yeah.
Because if he fits, he sits.
Yeah. I'm imagining the smog meme, tiny smog.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, on the coin.
Yep.
I am
100%.
deaf. I am.
Yep.
What was it? I'm deaf. I'm destruction. I am fabulous.
But yeah, whilst she's going to get these two to pack up the coinage, she's going to keep watch to make sure nothing tries to get the jump on us.
Yeah.
Oh, not both tokens. She's going to keep watch from inside the doorway.
Okay.
And Larlock has been instructed to help pack up his treasure.
Cool.
So he's going to assist with the odd coin.
Yeah. Alagos will thank him profoundly every single time. Like for every single coin, like it's the biggest thing ever.
To be fair, he probably only manages like 10 coins in the
Yeah, it
same
doesn't
time,
matter.
so-
Like he's like, oh yeah, that's very useful. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Very kind of you. And then he keeps shuffling onto the disc. And luckily, because Venom Fang destroyed the walls of the house, it's very easy to have the disc float out.
Saving graces?
So
Mhm.
basically, the moment he's like 20 feet away from the Tenses floating disc, it starts floating after him at his speed.
Mm-hmm.
Now she kind of just like walks around it, like the floating disc, like looking at it, like as it's falling. Like that's neat. It's a good trick.
He will actually explain it to you how it works.
Ooh.
And he will kind of a bit sheepishly admit that he struggled with this spell for a long time. This kind of magic doesn't come natural to him.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing for you. Like you have a specialization, or
He will tell you, like, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I do specialize in, there's certain magic I've been born with. And then certain magic I learned over time. The things I have learned are more difficult, but if you were to call it a specialization, I suppose it would be evocation magic. And he will kind of explain what evocation is.
yeah, she just looks like kind of like
Yeah.
basically as he says evocation magic, he's like nodding and then kind of like gives like an eye like
So,
side eye to Alana. Like
In
nope.
very stark contrast to Elric, he is a very patient explainer and doesn't mind repeating something multiple times. And he doesn't belittle you. He doesn't treat you like you are slow or stupid, right? He's very it is very obvious that he's used to educating people as an educator, as a teacher, right? And he has a lot of patience. So he will kind of like gently prod to see what direction you even if you want to have it explained, right?
Mhm.
But if you are open to it as the character, he will explain to you the different schools of magic. in the sense of like wizardly schools. And he will also explain why you can actually divide all magic into these types. Among wizards, you have people who actually specialize in specific spells because they're more talented, because they're more interested in those. And that means they learn better, like this type of school and spell, basically. But of course, there's also some generalists, like war wizards, who don't specialize in a specific school of magic, but more like in a specific type of offensive and defensive spells, along with combat training.
Yeah, he does recognize that because that's basically also what Ilana kind of like what she does, right? So
Yeah.
So and she told also this basically when after her lessons with Darren, so he would kind of like nod with this and basically kind of like repeat what she had said about it, like more the offensive defensive. So that does ring a bell.
And he will also kind of like ask soft questions, if you're willing to share, like about your abilities and how you came about them, how they manifest, what it feels like to cast those spells, how you kind of like he is more like asking you technical questions. Even if you wouldn't be able to come up with an answer yourself, he has this way of asking the correct questions to like tickle out more information to make it more understandable to him, right?
Yeah, I will talk a little bit about it, not specifically about the fire stuff, not about the lower plane stuff, but
even to Narcillian, even Narcillian wouldn't be able to ignore how easy it is just to talk to this guy. It's like that's like the main thing about it. Like it's really easy to talk to him. It's not magical.
Suspicious.
But anyway, so like you kind of make it along the path back to the camp eventually. Let me switch over to the scene, activate.
As the three of us get closer to camp, Andy's gonna be careful with how she's, basically with Binky and Matteo II to not startle them with Venom Fang.
Not what? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Startle them, since this is a dragon-shaped creature. Don't know what the fuck he is, but to not startle them with.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that because he's literally sitting on top of him and he's dancing around for like an hour.
And he would, once we get closer, Andy would stop him for a second and explain that the donkey and the horse that is at camp, that we need to approach slower and quieter at the start.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then, once we're there, kind of explain to Venom Fang to please, not go closer to them, like to that side of the camp where they're at.
Yeah, Binky seems a bit nervous. Matteo II doesn't care.
Good to know. Good to know.
But he doesn't care in the sense that he's also positioning himself strategically to get out of dodge if necessary.
Yeah. Yep. So we just kind of want to not like cross that bound, like not come closer, like sort of half of the camp with Venom Fang, the other half of the camp with the two animals.
Okay.
And also I'm not going over there while I'm still smelling of Venom Fang. That's the wrong. So I'm gonna wait for Alagos to come and reassure Binky.
Okay, you're also still wet, I want to point out.
Yeah.
And it's getting cool, like coldish.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the fire.
Yeah. So around the time when you're starting the fire, actually the others are catching up to you.
Alagos, I tried to not startle Binky, but he's looking nervous, just so you know.
Oh yeah, he's already like, oh, thank you, of course. And he goes to the horse. And just
Lion will
about the
actually
time
go
the
to-
Tensor's disc also runs out and kind of like the sacks flop to the ground.
Lion will actually go to help Andy. It's like, oh, here, let me help you with that. Uses a little bit of magic to make it. Oh, no template.
Oh, thank you.
Expand the fire a little bit.
Thank you. This is. Now it's getting. Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Just sorry about the whole brain thing.
No. You did well. You did just as I instructed you beforehand. Like I told you. You don't worry about that.
Okay.
It's.
I just didn't expect you to be in the middle of them all. So.
You did perfectly fine. It's. You did the right thing there. Just don't be worried. It's okay. And you did very well this combat. And generally, Hit and everyone and Alana, you guys did very well this time. Really.
Speaking of well, is everybody well?
Yeah.
Isn't the thing with zombies that they convey disease?
I mean, if
Did
we
you-
have a moment, I can actually Eliwick taught me something
Okay.
to give me a little bit.
Okay.
Quick question, Abel. Did you get chuffed by the zombie that hurt you, or did you get bitten?
Oh, I got slammed.
Okay, yeah, because Andy would notice that from how she treated you last time. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, they
I
were
think-
using slam attacks, I think.
I think none of us got bitten or scratched, so that's at least some infection risk gone. But still, whatever you learned is.
Alagos
learn?
will say that ash zombies do not transmit any kind of disease.
That's good.
Good to know.
It's good to know, yeah.
Is it worth
Oh.
being safe?
It doesn't really take much energy, just a little bit of time, so might as well check, right?
Yeah.
Always better safe than sorry.
And Lion will kind of like sit down on the ground, hold his hands in the grass around him, just like slightly move his hands over it. And 10 minutes later, do I see any poison or disease on
Nope.
my friends or myself? Any
All
of the
Gucci.
animals? Everyone Gucci?
Everyone Gucci.
Guy just like looks everyone over, lingers on everyone a bit, and then nods. Yeah, we should be good.
That's good
I
to know.
don't see anything. Mind you,
Thanks for
it's
checking.
the first time I tried this, so. But I think I did it right, so we're all okay.
Always good.
Good.
Thumbs up.
Good. Yeah. After drying off, Andy goes over to Matteo the second to just try now also to comment a bit more from the from the fleeing edge and just kind of settles him down for the night.
Cool.
Are we talking plans?
Yeah,
What we're doing?
we need to do something because
Well, we've
Okay.
got some things we have to do. Fen and Fang needs to go to the carnival.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
We have an awful lot of weight to be carried right now in coinage,
That's what I'm thinking about.
and Radoth
Right now?
How terrible.
Radoth is coming to camp tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
So
should be.
my thoughts are the new moon is tomorrow night. We have tomorrow daytime.
Mm-hmm.
to do things. If Andy, Alagos, and I head to Neverwinter on the horses and the donkey, we can get there and back in 5-6 hours.
Alagos nods.
Yes, to exchange that's
We
a
can
good idea. Exchange the coin and everything.
exchange the coin, at least to higher denominations or moon bars or whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
So that we're at least not lugging around thousands of coins. That gets us 3 there and back, like I said, in 5-6 hours, so we'll be back for mid-afternoon-ish. Plenty of time for the carnival. That leaves Kit to do whichever Kit wants to do.
I would suggest, Kit, that you spend some time with Venom Fang. This kind of set of
Potentially.
Yeah.
knots. Yeah.
Okay.
It's only a morning, and then
Ye-
you'll be able to talk to Radoth when they arrive, Lion?
Yeah. I thought the initial plan was to try to keep him Venom Fang invisible.
I can do that.
Not necessary anymore.
I can do that anyway.
Okay.
So I don't need to be near Venom Fang to maintain concentration on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I can cast that before I leave tomorrow morning. And it'll last until the following morning, so long enough for us to get to the carnival with Venom Fang. And obviously I'll be there for that anyway, so I can drop it whenever I need to.
Alagos will furrow his brows. You can maintain invisibility for 24 hours.
Okay.
Interesting. I will get back to you at a different time. Very curious.
Okay. Yeah, so does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a very good plan, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it wise to make Venom Fang invisible before I leave? AKA you two won't be able to know where they are?
Well, if he's gonna get bored and run off, that, well,
That's Kit's
might be an
job.
issue anyway.
Kit's
Wow.
job is to keep Venom Fang staying put.
Venom Fang is gently pulling, like wrapping an arm around Kit and Andy, and just pulls them into, like, and curls around them.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
maybe if Kit stays around, then
And then
Yeah,
puts
you
wings on top,
would-
and it's basically sleepy time for the kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
Kit just accepts it. Like, okay.
Hey,
Hey,
more than that time.
I've got a nice dragon wing above my head that's going to keep off all the rain.
Exact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
There's a
instant
slight,
tent.
yeah. There's a slightest bit of struggle for Andy, and she's just bumbling along with. But there was some stuff I wanted to identify. But okay.
Bedtime.
Tomorrow, okay, tomorrow.
We've got a couple of hours tomorrow afternoon. We can do it tomorrow.
Good night,
He sings
guys.
you a
Apparently.
lullaby
Ilana
very badly.
Ilana will, however, open up all of the bags and just do a detect magic. And she'll actually just cast it rather than ritual cast it. So, and I'm doing this because I want to test this out. Oh, no, I can't just cast it, it's not prepared, so it'll have to be a ritual.
Yep. But Alagos will be curious about the cloak, and he will like give it a closer look. It's like, huh. From a distance, it looked like a purple cloak, but the color is slightly wrong. It's more plum.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he was aiming to be aware of purple, but failed.
It looks like he was pretending very badly to be one.
Well, his loss.
It is not unheard of that the lower ranks are trying to be ambitious beyond their capabilities.
You mean the colors have some ranking?
Oh, yes.
significance, or-
Yeah,
Um,
whereas a purple are considered the higher echelon of the cult of the dragon.
Oh, okay.
I forget why that's the case,
Um,
but it's
he
something
will-
to do
well,
with the leader started it
yeah,
by wearing purple,
Alagos will nod and
and the inner
explain
circle take.
that
Okay.
after Algashon Nafair, I will put this in chat. I can hear already how do you spell it. After Algashon Nafair became the leader of the cult of the dragon, the purple robes he adopted became signifiers of status within the cult. And the members of his inner circle began to wear purple as well during formal occasions, and thus were stylized as wearers of purple. So basically, they were the masters of the cell, the local cell. So, aka, if you're wearing purple, you're a leader. And it looks like this guy wanted to be a wearer of purple, but is not really quite, because it's not an official cloak that he got. He just got something that looked similar.
An imposter.
Yep.
And he will point out that this is probably why Alana reacted the way she did, because the wearers of purple have at least one necromantic spell. Can be very lethal. And from a distance, certainly in the light, he looked like a wearer of purple. All the notes.
So what blows?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just putting the notes.
I assume the haversack, the shield, the armor, the spice pouch, the dust,
Yeah.
the cloak, the potion of flying,
Mm-hmm.
and not the scimitar.
No, the scimitar was not magic.
Okay. At which point Alana will drive it into the ground and leave it there. Anyone else can
That's going
take
to
it.
become local folklore.
Anyone else can take it if they want, but she's leaving it behind.
Maybe if you guys are going to the city, just sell it. Just leaving this out here, it
We have more,
doesn't really degrade.
we have more interesting things to do than to sell a sword.
Well,
If it was magic, I'd get it, but
no, but it doesn't really degrade that well. I don't just want to leave it around.
maybe it'll help someone in need.
Flying looks doubtful if they're in the middle of the forest.
There's a muffled Andy underneath the wings. The bodies we left behind are not degradable either, the stuff that they're wearing, so what's the difference?
Well, that... True, but that was in Radolf's thing.
Yeah,
The spiders will eat all of them.
including the leather armor.
Including the ones we left in the forest, apparently.
The foxes will get those.
The leather that does degrade, the metal doesn't really.
That's okay, nature's full of metal anyway.
Lion will just take the scimitar out of the ground.
And Andy will get a shh.
This doesn't frustrated Huff.
You get a pat on the head as well. So yeah,
So does that sound like a plan? Seems everyone's Happy with that?
Yeah, sure.
You got the magic stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's all she wanted to know?
Yeah.
We'll worry about identifying it later.
Yep.
So yeah, unless there's anything else anyone else wants to do, we'll say.
Not for now.
So,
Maybe when it gets evening.
before we continue, I just remembered because we're going into a long rest. So
Public service
another
announcement.
public service announcement, because
Oh, no.
we've been a bit lax about this, right? I want to remind everyone that according to the rules, unless you sleep in light armor, sleeping in armor gives you exhaustion.
Mhm.
You don't get a long rest, right? If you have your things equipped on the sheet, then I assume that you're carrying it. And it would be great, like minus stuff like, the tent and bedroll and rope, which I always kind of assume that you can attach to your backpack. But if you have stuff that's actually in a bag, please put it in a bag, because in the future, if something might happen where, like, I don't know, something takes your backpack or you drop your backpack or whatever, it's going to make it very difficult for me to see what actually has been taken because it's not in the proper bag. And another reminder that if you're carrying a weapon in one hand and a shield in the other, whatever you need for somatic components as a spell ain't gonna work.
So before Andy nods off, then there's a slight struggle as he on the wings tries to take off a chainmail and hands just poke out as he stacks it outside of the wing range. Just stack.
So yeah, but like I said, so like in the future, let's tighten this a bit up with like donning armor, donning shields, all that. What kind of stuff is being actively carried and held in the hand? Like, is it a scimitar? Is it a staff? Is it with the shield? Is it without the shield? Because it also kind of matters. And I would appreciate, like, either let's make a blanket statement saying, okay, if you enter in combat and you know you're about to enter in combat, we will assume that the people who are carrying shields are actually donning the shield. But that also means I want to hear then during the combat how you're pulling off spells with somatic components.
Yep.
Very careful.
Okay.
And also reminder, because we've been actually really good because of Lena on tracking food, but I also want to point out that it takes 2 water skins per day per person, which need to be refilled. Otherwise you're getting exhaustion. Okay, because honestly, most of the time I really don't want to like pester you about it every session and micromanage it. I'm just leaving it to you guys to do it yourself. But there, like just a tiny reminder that like the water skins do need to be filled out. But in cases like this where like along the river, I just assume you do this. But you know, for other places where like, for example, you're on the high road with no obvious sources of water, this is where it becomes a bit more like, oh, you should be, putting some effort into refilling your water skins and stuff like that. Okay, cool. What is the sleeping order for tonight?
Alana will suggest that she takes first watch.
Line will take second.
I'm not sure Kit and Andy can do watches.
Yeah.
No. Alagos will do the rest of the night because he only needs 4 hours of sleep.
Alana wakes up no one. Alana wakes up no one.
Yeah.
She does watch all night.
I mean, he will wake up anyway.
Yeah, after 4 hours. Yeah.
So Lana will not wake up Lion?
Nope.
Well, 4 hours into your watch then, Algus will get up, see that you're still awake.
She's just sitting kind of in the door of the tent,
Mm-hmm.
reading a book and listening to sounds, anything that might be attention drawing.
Well, Algus will kind of sit next to you because he finished his trance. And very quietly ask you, so, how are you doing?
Like everything, it's something I'm going to have to come to terms with.
Sometimes helps to speak about it.
It does. I saw raised hands, I reacted. At the end of the day, it was to defend my friends.
Based on all the information I gave you about the purple bearers,
Yeah,
it was more than justified.
I know that. And that's what I tell myself when I doubt anything. I know how dangerous the cultists can be based on some of the information you gave and some of the information I read while researching other things. So,
Right.
at the end of the day, I know they are an organization you have past history with, but I also disagree with what they're attempting to do. So I personally have no qualms about getting drawn into fights with them.
It's difficult even for me because they are very fractured
Yeah,
within themselves.
lots of splintered cells.
On the occasion, you find a cell that is mainly focused on equalizing the field between the chromatics and the metallics. And I partially see where they come from. And as long as no innocents suffer, I'm still not too happy about them, but there is no reason to take action against it. But the majority of them are just zealot.
Comes with the word cultist for the most part. Sensible people generally don't join cults.
Desperate people join cults.
Desperate people.
People who get tempted, people who get taken advantage of.
People who want to avenge families for past wrongs.
He nods with a smile.
At the end of the day, it's not about cutting down every single one of them, it's about persuading them to stop what they're doing.
And you had all the intention of doing that.
Yeah. Based on the fact it was a wearer of purple, I assumed they were quite powerful. I didn't.
It could have gone that way.
It could have. And would I be standing here with different regrets had it have counselled Lion on the same thing? At the end of the day, we walked away with injuries, yes, but fairly minor, thankfully, and for the most part safe and sound. We also helped Venomfang potentially return to his mother, although I suspect we may still have to find her too. That alone is also a good thing. Whatever they were planning, it wasn't going to be good.
It is a good thing to focus on the positives.
That's what I'm always good at. however negative things might get.
But I wouldn't bury the things too deep.
That's something I'm not necessarily good at.
They have a way of coming around to bite you after all. Speaking from experience, he kind of smiles sheepishly.
They do. And I assume that's a bridge I'll tackle at some point.
And then he will just keep you company for the rest of the night. Read, like, take his own notes, basically.
Yeah. She's just gonna sit and revise her spell book and occasionally look up and just keep watch in general and let the others sleep.
I will say... still roll me a constitution saving for... or check. A constitution check.
Constitution check.
Yeah.
Eee.
Yee. Yeah, you wake up at 6 a.m.
Let's wake up kind of a little bit displaced because you expected to wake up in the evening and it's getting light. So basically kind of like just like put on his stuff and just his clothes, kind of peek out of his tent.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sleep well?
Yeah, a little longer than I expected to. What happened?
You went to sleep and then you woke up?
Yeah. Did you sleep?
No, I got enough rest.
That wasn't my question.
She smiles. No. But you already knew that answer.
Sorry, I already what? You kind of cut off there.
Knew that answer.
Is this a new thing? I mean, I already kind of know that answer as well, I think.
She patiently continues to look at you with a knowing smile that basically agrees with you.
Okay. In any case, maybe next time you can wake me up. I don't mind.
You were injured, you needed your rest. It's fine.
Okay. Just wake me up next time, okay? If we agree on it.
Sure. If you're sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll kind of like put his head back in the tent to... Actually, no. Well, no, he will just still put on the normal armor. It takes a little bit.
The spells are
And,
payable.
Cool. And then come out again. Just tend to the fire a little bit. Get some rations ready. Kind of like start preparing breakfast for everyone. Do we have where are the rations actually? Because I don't see them in the party storage.
The 42 days worth.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone add them?
But I have 10, and Kit has the 32.
Yeah. Okay. They're currently underneath the dragon.
looks at that part and it's like, Yeah, don't know. Just wait. I'm not really. Yeah, I will wait.
You guys would also know that Andy has some rations that she stowed in the saddlebag. Since you guys would have seen that.
I take it you're
This
hungry.
full.
Well, if I'm also still maybe the only person that needs to eat, but kind of gives a smirk, and then as he remembers that she put it in the saddlebags, he will actually go to the saddlebags. So he will also just look over Matteo, and in the meantime also Pinky, just see if they're doing okay. And we'll get some food from the saddlebags.
There's 4 in there. How many do you want to take?
Well, he's gonna make breakfast for everyone, so at least 4.
Fine.
So that's 1 too little for all of them.
Yeah, he
That's
will.
fine. You take those 4. I've got rations here I can eat. I need to carry
Perfect.
less anyway, so.
Alagos will add a ration for himself.
Okay, we'll just take 3. He can just take the 4,
Yeah.
and he'll just make a little bit extra. That's it. That's fine. Kind of like try to make it a little bit more tasty. Prepared for, I guess, for Fen and Fang.
And then Fang, wait, he is bigger. Encounters, Sentry, Venom Fang. He is a huge creature. How much food does need 5 eat? Give me a second. I love it when 5 feet doesn't have like quick answers.
How much food does a medium creature eat?
1 pound per day.
So, double it. 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 4 rations.
That he currently doesn't have access to because it's beneath him, beneath the dragon. So
That's alright. I've got 5 on me.
perfect. Can feed him when he wakes up.
Kit sitting
Yeah.
underneath the dragon, slowly pushing morsels of food into its mouth.
No, kids, you have 5 plus 32 on you because you're carrying the rest.
Plus 42. I have 10
Plus 42.
extra.
Yeah.
What pouch is those rations in?
I put them into your sack.
And the 32, I think you were just carrying.
Yeah, because I have 5 in the waterproof pouch,
Yeah. I put the 32 into your sack.
and I can still carry more. Like a little,
Insane.
like a little bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So about 7, I would say 8 a.m. And Venom Fang will stir and kind of start sniffing around the pack that Kit has. And his little tummy or big tummy is growling very loudly.
Okay. Morning. Ooh, that's loud. That's loud. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
He lets you out.
Morning. Oh,
morning.
breakfast.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, rations, but try to do
I-
something with it.
Still hungry. Thank you for cooking breakfast. And he's gonna hurry over to get himself a portion.
Was it comfortable?
It was warm at least. A bit. It was warm. Kind of like a hot box, like a yeah, just covered, like similar to a tent actually, but if a tent was a bit more restrictive and breathing.
Right.
That's a disturbing visual, but you get what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, breathing tent. Okay.
Well, it was only for one night. So.
That it was.
Everybody up and ready?
So Matt deduct 4 rations for Venom Fang.
And then 1 for myself.
I prepared those for.
Sweet.
From the horse. Yeah. I deducted 1 for me, so that you had
4
4.
rations dead.
And now it says I rested in my armor, but that's because I put on the equipment after I slept. But ignore that. I de-equipped it.
Oh yeah, we are good to hit the long rest button. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always have to make sure.
But yeah, this is also why I pointed out, like, you have to keep track of what you equip and unequip, because I set the long rest to actually check all those things.
Yeah, I hit the button after I hit the equip button, which was smart.
Yeah. After breakfast, Andy continues getting ready and then starts moving over to Matteo to check Matteo over and sees that Matteo has been partially taken care of already.
Well, at least kind of like he didn't settle him up yet. Kind of, he didn't want to have him settled up for 2 hours
Yeah,
for
but
nothing.
but I assume that you fed him and such.
Yeah, brushed him down.
Yeah.
It's gonna sleep as long as she possibly can because this is a cozy place.
Well,
Yeah.
that'd be all
Seeing
day.
that she just sidles over to the saddlebags and continues to pack her stuff.
Yeah. Aldous will
Did you
help
want?
you.
Did you want to take a look at the things?
We'll do that this afternoon when we get back.
Okay.
I think it's probably best
Yeah.
we get going, just in case
Probably
there's any
better.
delays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better if you make it back sooner. It's still not really necessary. This is the safest area to be.
Okay. So you're riding. So Andy will ride on a donkey, and I'll also help you into the saddle in front of him. No, behind him, because you don't want to sit on the pommel.
No, don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the left saddlebag is not letting me move over stuff into it in the contents. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna import the shit. Okay.
Yeah. Which one? The right one?
Left one.
It has rations on it.
Yeah, I just imported that.
Okay, weird. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so you guys get going.
On the road to Neverwinter again. Didn't realise we'd be heading back quite so soon, but light conversation for the road. Asking Alagos the best places to do coinage exchange because
Yeah,
he would likely
yeah.
know.
You are sitting quite tightly behind him because of the sacks of coin and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's exceedingly uncomfortable for Alana.
Yeah.
The entire way there, yeah.
he did fold the blankets behind the big.
Before we leave, she will ask if we should be invisibilitying Venom Fang. discreet decision. She's happy to do it.
Well, I mean, on one hand, maybe it's actually, if he's here, not a lot of creatures will. Well, they will think twice about approaching us.
Yes, they will.
He's
So
kind of
honest-
like frolicking across the field and sniffing flowers and chasing butterflies, which
I mean,
is terrifying considering he's huge.
he still looks imposing doing that. So, yeah, honestly,
I think we'll go with
It's-
no, because
it's probably better if
he
not.
might
Yeah,
frolic and you might lose him.
exactly. Also because of that reason, but
Yeah.
also because we're in the middle of the forest. If there's anything around, like I said, they might come to just Kit and me. But if there's Venom Fang there, yeah, they will not.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're all good.
Yeah, okay. In that case, we head on.
Good luck. Be safe.
Enjoy your talk. We'll be back soon.
Don't die.
We won't.
You guys be careful.
You too.
Bye.
Oh, Shinny, as I will probably have to say it each morning, but Narsin will also take out a lump of coal from the sock and just put it in the sack,
Okay, cool.
increasing that amount.
Cool. Just keep an eye on the way.
Yep.
Okay. Radolf will arrive about an hour after they left.
Mm-hmm.
Same fox on the shoulders and kind of eyeing the big green thing sniffing flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And like sidling up to you. Kit, what are you doing, by the way?
Just chilling out, just
Because
Me.
occasionally Venom Fang will come over and hand you flowers.
oh hell yeah.
Catnip.
Do they look edible?
Some of them. If you ask him, he will eat it to test it.
Maybe for the first couple of times, Lion will kind of like look over, look over the shoulder and try to see if the flower's edible or not.
The ones that aren't edible, Kit will just like stick them into a bit of her fur.
So yeah, you get like this very shambly flower crown at some point. Or like decoration basically all over. Just random flowers sticking out of the fur. And actually Venom Fang super gets into that. So you started to get decorated, right? So,
She does have quite a bushy tail. That can hold a lot of flowers.
Yes, exactly. So that's gonna keep him busy for a while, right?
There we go.
Especially because he's very picky about them. He's like trying to find the prettiest flowers.
Oh
for
my
the
god,
prettiest
he's like one of those birds that's very picky about what
Yeah,
twigs
yeah.
he
in the nest.
uses.
Yeah.
Only the best twig.
So Radolf is kind of saddling up to Narcillion and kind of side-eyeing this whole scene when he arrives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lion will look over at him.
see. I think. Interesting.
Yeah, that part of the plan went a lot better than I could hope for.
Is that really a green dragon?
Lion just shrugs. We did find, I think it was at least a green dragon skeleton in the tower. I'm not sure what this guy is.
Well, what did you find out about it?
Well, as far as we know, they are from the circus.
Oh,
And-
well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, and they said
Well,
Actually,
what do you
did-
plan on doing with it?
Well, tonight it's gonna be. There's gonna be another moon, the new moon, to bring it back to the circus. That's what we assume. Actually, did Lion's kind of like talking to himself at this point? Did we ask? Did we ask him?
Did you?
The guy gets a little bit red. No, I don't know. I assumed Andy
Well, I
did.
certainly hope you don't plan on just leaving him around. That
No, we.
would not do. As like he like lifts his hand, like waves towards him, trying to find a word, and he's like, whatever this is.
No, we intend to at least. Well, we should ask him where it wants to go, and we need to find a suitable place for it. It didn't want to stay in the tower, not really. So that's good. But we should ask what it wants also.
That is a very good approach indeed.
But thank you for coming, Radolf.
He looks at you expectantly.
Well, we do want to
Awesome.
know the way to crack more casts. Oh, well, I'm not sure it understands me, but
Yes, you would be
Okay.
sure because you know he speaks common.
well, I'm not sure because he just did the common dance and just like common,
Okay, fair.
and then so yeah, I'll do that. He will go
He
over.
kind of like crosses his hands behind his back and just watching you.
A little bit distance away, like 10 meters away, 15 meters away. Venom?
You get, you know how cats switch their attention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get like a snap around the head and then a pounce and a very, like, it like you can feel the thud as it impacts the ground next to you. And then you have a dragon in your face. Mind you, in your face sort of, because he keeps doing the pigeon thing of like turning the head this way and that way because he can't look at you with both eyes at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So he keeps turning his head both ways. But basically you get like a giant eye into your face every few seconds. A different eye.
Hi. Hi.
And then he lifts a flower to your face.
Oh, thank you. That one's beautiful. Thank you. Takes the flower, just
Edible?
put this by. He will look at it if it's edible.
Roll me a coin.
Coin toss.
It's not.
Lion will just shake his head and put it behind his ear. No, not this one. But thank you though. It's really pretty.
He like looks at you.
We wanted to actually. I'm not sure if my friend Andy has asked you.
Flower! And then he zips away to get a flower.
Oh.
Because you took the flower away, so he needs a new flower.
Of course.
Of course.
How many flowers are embedded in Kit's tail right
A
now?
lot. So a few moments later, he comes back to you and holds up a flower.
Oh, thank you.
Edible?
Lion will just like, instead of telling it immediately or like taking it away, kind of like just hold it up, like kind of trying to keep his attention on it, like moving it around a little bit, and he will ask him, so Phandelver, did you come from the circus? Did you come here from the circus?
Vanderving is lost.
You're lost.
Yeah. It was pretty butterfly. Pretty butterfly pixie. Pixie. Fast pixie. Very fast pixie. Fly, fly, fly. Chase, chase, chase. Pixie, pixie, pixie. And then gone.
Gone from
Carnival.
the carnival. What did you do at the carnival?
Oh, I go around and I sing songs, and all the children love me because I sing songs. And he kind of picks you up and puts you on the back and kind of starts going in circles, like, you know, bouncing you. Bounce, 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 bounce.
This is holding on for dear life.
It is going to be
He's not too rough.
loving this sight.
Again, because children, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But still, we didn't expect it, so I was like, oh!
And then at some point he stops, like freezes mid-movement, turns his head around, like, you know, like, because long neck and all that stuff, and you get like a giant pigeon eye in your face. It goes, edible?
No, this one either.
Okay, he takes the flower back this time
Yeah.
and goes back to Kit and puts it in her tail. And then gives her a little scritch behind the ears and goes, pretty girl, pretty girl. Good girl, pretty girl.
A little bit more disheveled. I will walk back to Radolf. He did indeed come from the carnival. Got lost chasing a pixie.
So does he want to go back to the carnival?
He was sad that he got lost.
Did he say he wants to come back or wants to go somewhere else? Boy, you have to learn to finish the job when you start one.
Well, Lai will just turn around again and go to Phandelver. He will actually instead pick up a flower himself along the way and kind of like try to use it to hold his attention again.
Oh, you have like a quick shuffle towards you, and then you have a giant eye in your face. And another eye. Then the right eye.
Do you want to
The right eye.
do you want to go back to the carnival?
You get like a frontal, like kind of like mouth towards you, which is not really helping. Again, you're kind of like looking at the inside of an anglerfish at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he nods enthusiastically. Home. Home.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, we will take you there tonight. Just have to wait a little bit until our friends come back.
And he kind of picks you up and chucks you in the air
Well,
and catches you, and then like you get like a few times like whee, and like basically chucks you, catches you, chucks you, catches you, and then he catches you, points at the flower, and goes, edible.
the lion will nod.
He will chomp down on it and miss your fingers by a millimeter.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, and then he tosses you back on his back and go again. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and like he does like a few circles of singing that.
Again, there's not much he can do against his force of nature, so he's not going to. As soon
But yeah,
as he's done.
eventually he will let you down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you.
And zip off to get more flowers. He will now actually start picking long daisies and start actually quite nimbly weave them into a flower crown to put it on Kit's head.
Oh.
Sheepishly, Lion will walk back to Radolf. He does want to return.
Excellent.
So, Radolf, I of course I asked you to come back to our camp, but I wanted to check with you because
To the point,
I did
I don't have all eternity to listen to this, boy.
I think
Some of us
Why-
are not getting any younger.
I did spot you when everything was going wrong. Is everything okay with you and Thunder Tree? Like, I hope it didn't get too chaotic in there.
He shrugs. There are good days, there are bad days. Thunder Tree was never really the same after the eruption. Eventually it will calm down, but this is what we're here for. I come by occasionally, I make sure that things are well.
Mhm.
If opportunity shows itself for things to be corrected, I organize for things to be corrected. Or I correct them myself, if I can do that.
Right. Yeah.
It is
That's
what we do as the guardians of the forest.
actually I did want to ask you a little bit more about that. Because I've been set on this path myself. And I kind of I wanted to, when I heard about you from Quaylin, I wanted to find you. And before, I think it was more, I was really looking for a lot of guidance, and I didn't know where to go, didn't really know what to do.
To the point, boy, to the point.
What I want to ask you now is, I don't need that anymore. I am walking
Need what?
my guidance. At least I don't need a hand to hold. But what
I'm certainly glad that you don't want to hold my hand.
What I did want to ask you, if you had some time today to at least show me what you do, and I
Teach
know
you
and
a lifetime of being a druid in
No,
an
no,
afternoon.
No, I realize that's not at least possible. At least some few pointers that you learned, what it is important to you, how you look at nature and everything around you, and just
Well, if
a couple of
you
lessons?
seek... No. What you can get from me is commitment. If you're willing to commit yourself, this is not a hobby. This is not something you do when you're bored. If you protect the forest, you protect the forest as a calling, as your life's purpose. You don't do this for fun. You do this because it needs to be done and somebody needs to do it. And there are a lot of us who dedicate their entire lives to this. So no, I will not teach you a few hints. But if you are serious about this path, I can show you a way and offer possibilities.
I am serious about this. It's not. I don't.
How serious? Because this is not a path that handholds you. This is not a path that will be easy, and it doesn't come with easy answers, and it doesn't come with me standing here and telling you what to do. Like, oh, did you ask this? And did you ask that? And did you remember to do this? If you are alone in nature, you need to be able to think for yourself. because nature certainly will not hold your hand.
It won't. You're right.
So I ask you again, Boyd, how serious are you about this?
I feel that it is the thing that I want to do, that there's no
Why?
need. Well, for me, what I feel when I'm around here, when I feel something that I don't really in the city, that I don't really feel in the cities, and I can feel alive, I feel free, and I think it's, for me, it's important to treasure.
Well,
And to-
just because you like being outside in nature doesn't mean that the druid is a calling for you. Perhaps you would like to be a hunter or a trapper or a ranger guiding people through the forest. It would afford you equal measures of spending your time in nature.
It's not only about the spending time. It's there's a connection. When I traveled to the lower plane, it was more than anything that I felt than when I was in the forest. When I was with my father, who is a ranger.
The lower plane.
What Melvir called it, right? I'm just checking if I'm not
Yeah.
being stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Is this some kind of cave?
No, it was it is where he kind of like stumbles through a little bit and explains what he did with the sweat tent.
I see. And then he will he kind of will keep prodding you until you basically spill what the heck you are or what path you started on.
Yeah, I will then kind of like going back from there. He won't talk about what happened in his youth, but more what happened with Melvir.
No, with Melvir.
Yes, he will talk about what happened with Melvir, and at some point he will, because of course this is not something he would do by himself, so he will mention him.
Yeah. So then he will kind of like start asking questions like, I see. So, what do you believe is the role of fire in maintaining the balance of nature?
Is a necessary part of it. It's necessary for new life to grow, to transform, but to rejuvenate.
How do you determine when it is appropriate and necessary?
It might be necessary when the forest is sick. If there's a disease going around. That might be one reason. But it would be a situation by situation. It's not always bad, but it's not always, it might be too much.
What steps would you take to mitigate the risks of unintended wildfires when you start one? How would you control it?
My character would know.
Okay, roll me a general nature check.
Alright.
question you for a good while, right?
Mhm.
So, like, stuff like, how to mitigate the risks. What is your opinion on, like, regarding the use of the destructive forces to achieve natural balance? How would you handle situations where your actions might lead to unintended harm to wildlife or plant life? What do you believe is the most significant challenge facing the Neverwinter Woods at the moment? And how could your wildfire abilities contribute to addressing it? You might want to think about this as a player, by the way. Describe your recent uses of the wildfire abilities. Would you be willing to educate others within other druidic circles about the benefits of and the dangers of fire, but also the benefits of fire? And you've also prod a bit more about why did you choose the path of the wildfire druid, and this is also going into your childhood a bit. And you over an hour, you kind of get a sense that he is aiming for something. He's very precisely asking questions that seem to be adding up to something, right? And then he will eventually conclude that you are very fresh, you are very green, but that is expected from the youth, but you are not without potential. I am willing to help on the condition that you join my enclave. That will put some restrictions and allow us to keep an eye on you so that fire doesn't go out of control. But of course, being a member also would come with benefits, such as learning.
What enclave is this?
The Emerald Enclave.
Yeah, Lion will, before he's going to commit, he's going to ask more questions about it, like kind of like what they do, what they like stand for, what they believe in, where they're spread around. Like he's not going to just like say yes, but just add prod and ask more questions from that side.
So, in short, let me just open up. The Emerald Enclave ideals. They're basically like a widespread group of wilderness survivalists who preserve the natural order while rooting out unnatural threats. The organization is very decentralized, it's hearty, it's reclusive, and it consists not just of druids but also like barbarians and rangers. Basically the goals are restore and preserve the natural order, destroy all that is unnatural, keep the elemental forces of the world in check, keep civilization and the wilderness from destroying each other, and their beliefs are that the natural order must be respected and preserved, that forces that upset the natural order must be destroyed. They're very harsh, right? And civilization and the wilderness must learn to coexist peacefully.
Do you have that in writing as well?
I have that. I send it now in action copies. There. So basically, you would gain benefits from joining the faction beyond what is just written in this wiki article, by the way. But as you can see, they're all about keeping the order. So having a wild card wildfire druid running around in the forest without any supervision and control is not something they would be too keen on. But also kind of like keeping the elements under control is kind of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not exactly gonna shun you if they can use you. But this is like, he will make it very clear, this is a calling. This is not a favor to you. You are doing this because this is what you want to do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's forcing you to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that needs to be your decision, your life's calling. And nobody's gonna hold your hand. I mean, they will give you training and stuff, but nobody's gonna hold your hand. But he will
Okay.
also make it clear that if you go out of control, they will put you down.
I mean, understood. Yeah, so well, after all of that, so I assume that's gonna take some time.
Yes.
I do want to think about it. I'm not going to rush into a decision.
Don't think
Would it-
too long.
No, I won't. I just need a night. A day. Would it be possible to reach you by a messenger, an animal messenger? Or should I return to you?
So let me ask you this question. You assured me that you are really, 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 really sure that you want to do these things, but you have to think about it for a whole day.
Maybe not a whole day. I just don't want to just there's no sense in, for me at least, just taking all the information and immediately saying yes just because I think that it is what I want. I need to think about it a little bit. Maybe a day is too much, yes, but if I just jump on something and realize it is not something that I want to
humor me,
do.
what are your other options then?
Struggling along by myself, which is not the greatest option.
And potentially causing great harm to nature.
That's never my intention, but I see how without
when people
any
start
training-
fires, it is never the intention to get hurt in the process. It still happens.
That is correct.
Unfortunately, the road to the abyss is paved with good intentions.
That is true. But like you said, there's no one that is forcing, so if a little time to, like I said, a day is too much. That is correct. Or maybe just a bell to take it all in.
Well, I will be in the cottage until tonight.
Okay. I will come find you with my answer.
You will not.
Thank you, Radolf.
Did not even offer me a cup of tea. And he just poofs into a fox, the fox jumping off his shoulders, and they run off together. Meanwhile, flower crown was made and gently put on Kit's head. With and Venom Fang is gently whispering, "Your Majesty."
What's he whispering?
Your Majesty.
Oh. Not this year, not this time round, unfortunately.
But anyway, you guys have to kill 3 more hours. I mean, Kit just does the Kit thing because Cat just,
Nap.
Yeah.
Catnap. There you go.
Venom Fang will eventually like roll around you, also catnap. He's like some weird combination between squirrel and cat in its
And
in its
pigeon,
behavior.
apparently.
But pigeon because of the eyes.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of us make our way to Neverwinter.
Yeah, you arrived by 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Cillian, what do you do for the next 3 hours?
He's not going to wander off because they're still in the middle of the forest. He is going to, for a little bit, just sit. He's going to do some busy work around the tents, kind of like cleaning up the campsite as much as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And then after probably 1 hour, he will actually make a small fire and summon Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just like hang out with him. I don't need to like play it out entirely, but kind of just like talk
Dog
with
will be
Dog
very
a little.
curious about the giant dragon.
Yes. I mean, he did see him before because he was out in the fight, and then afterwards he was around for an hour. With the,
Yeah, but like, he was around for an hour, but the dragon went away, right?
All right,
So,
yeah. Because they left
yeah. So,
Yeah.
he will take some time. He's like, I heard about these. They're usually bigger. And he will like tell you some very vague tidbits about the Jabberwock. He will confirm it's a dragon, definitely. But he never saw one that's like this, or he never heard of one that's like this friendly. He will say like there's not much known about them because there's only a small percentage of people who came into contact with Jabberwocks who survived the experience, and even fewer were unaffected by the creature's confusing burbling. So it was difficult from what he knows. It was difficult to get accurate accounts of them. But he will comment that they're not the most majestic dragon kind.
Lion will keep that to himself. He will not say that out loud in front of Venom Fang. Every dragon's majestic.
I don't know,
But then he will
like
sidle
anything.
over and basically entertain himself by entertaining the Jabberwock.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like little dog chase, or Jabberwock chase dog. Chase, make Kit awake, make them chase. So at some point, the nap time is over, and it's like zippity between the trees, up the trees, down the trees, for as long as he's summoned, mind you. So they get a bit of workout. Kid, you get a bit of workout.
Oh,
You keep up quite well with the Jabberwock, despite it being like big, right?
Despite it being 18 times my size.
Yeah. But then eventually, like, Dog comes over, Jabberwock and Kid settle down and have a bit more nap.
Mm-hmm.
And then he poofs out.
did I have any time to talk with him about any of this?
Oh yeah, you
Or
can
no?
you can dig out. But you said you didn't want to RP anything out, so
No, I didn't want to RP
Brief,
it out.
yeah.
So yeah. So basically, with Dog, he's just kind of like talk about what he talked about with Radolf, the what he told about the Emerald Enclave, and not asking him what should I do, but just like having another kind of like as his, I guess, spirit guide. I'm basically using him as a pool of reflection. So talking with him about it and kind of like settling in his own mind what he wants to do.
Yeah, he will not give you any pointers either way. He will basically reflect it back to you. He's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to join him? Do you want to do this?
Yeah, and then after that time,
He will also
after
wisely
Dog-
point out that that man is a pack animal in the end, and doesn't do well as a lonesome wolf.
Mhm.
This is why man and dog get along so well.
Mhm. Okay. So it's 5 hours to the city, right? So they
3.
left at 3 to the city.
Mm-hmm.
For that,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
5 hours if
'Cause
you're
we're on mounts.
moving as a group on foot.
Oh, okay, perfect. So Lion will not go immediately. He's gonna, because he makes up his mind, but because Kit and he doesn't want to leave Kit and Venom Fang alone, and he doesn't want to go alone back into the forest. So he's gonna wait a bit until the rest comes back.
Yeah, they come around, 3 p.m. Because it will take you like an hour to do the city stuff.
Quick question, Shinny. Would it be possible in the city, without mentioning the items themselves, but if Andy quickly split off, she knows where the shops would be, where she previously scouted out the items.
Yeah.
Could she split off and buy some of them, real quick?
Yeah. Argos and I can do the coinage.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, let me just. Yeah. There you go.
You've got an hour.
Thank you.
Meet back at the main gate.
Mhm.
Presumably there are bells in the city that toll for each hour.
Yeah.
Meet back when the bell tolls.
All right.
So-
To the bell tolls. Thank you.
And then we'll go and deal with coinage. And round it all up, I guess.
Lena, the thermal cube doesn't exist on this plane.
You gave me the item though. All right.
Did I?
You gave me the price for that. The other one you gave me. Still
Wait,
doesn't
let me
exist, but
double
you gave me the
check.
price. Yep, that's why.
Also, I just had a weird thing pop up.
Foundry.
No, just like on my monitor, it was like tasklist.exe has an application error.
If it doesn't exist,
Interesting.
then I'll take the hat. It's okay.
Oh, that was the cleansing stone. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
I misremembered. Yeah, it was the cleansing stone. Yeah, thermal cube is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thermal cube is actually.
If you didn't say the name, but all right.
Oh,
Come on.
sorry.
Yeah.
Never
No
mind.
one look up what that is, please. No one look up what that is.
I'm assuming it's a warm cube. But other than that,
I am completely zoned out because I'm reading stuff about the Emerald Enclave, so
All right.
no worries.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Annie meets
Sorry,
you guys at the
yeah.
bell. The bell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Annie meets you guys at the bell, and then we make our way back.
Man, I can't believe Andy picked up a microwave.
So yeah, you guys make it back by 3 p.m.
Mhm.
Should we do a quick break here, by the way, guys?
You
Yep.
can do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Break time.
That'll give Arbor a chance to read the Emerald Unclosed.
There we go. So,
Mm-hmm.
you come back.
We come back.
They
Yeah.
come back.
Hi!
You
Hello.
find dragon curled up around Kit with a flower crown and a whole bunch of random flowers sticking out of random bits out of her fur.
Kit is just basically a bunch of flowers right now.
Yeah.
Or
But
flower
like
bank.
an electrified hedgehog flower hedgehog cat.
Seems fair.
Aww.
Looks like you guys were busy.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I am majestic.
You are indeed. You are indeed.
I'm fairly sure that is one of your titles.
There was a lot of flower gathering.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? How was it in the city? Doing well?
It was
Was
the
it?
city. We swapped the coin. We turned around. We came back.
Andy plops down at that and
Andy
starts dividing the
disappeared
coin.
for an hour.
Yeah. That is it.
She gives you a
Anyway,
wry
here are your coins.
eyebrow raised.
It's a double eyebrow raise from Lion. This kind of looks between the two, like. Okay.
Anyways, here are your coins. Divided up. Here you go. It's a
Coins
chat,
are
by the
always
way.
nice.
Is Alagos included in everyone?
Yes, Alligator included.
Everyone gets 131 platinum. Damn.
Yep, it's a lot, and 8 gold. So this was a very lucrative find.
Well, yeah. That's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Uh,
We can certainly feed our families now.
yeah, that's really good. We can do a lot with this. We can help them so much. That's great. Thank you guys for going and switching it out.
Okay.
That's alright. I mean, it's made it easier. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave some stuff on a horse or a donkey.
Yeah, I've got.
Space for a
Well,
tent.
Oh, no, sorry. I just remembered. My saddlebags are full, and they're perfectly weighted the same. So.
No, Alagos said this is exactly what he brought Binky.
Is it okay if I attach my tent and my bedroll,
Mhm.
Binky? Can I just leave them on my sheet and make them 0 and I'll put on brackets Binky?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyways, what were you guys up to in the meanwhile?
Uh,
Flower crown.
Yeah.
well, Radolf did come by.
Oh.
I also wanted to ask him about Cragmore but I thought it would be good if there's someone that has paper and a map. And Kai's just like looks in his own pack because I don't. Or someone with a good memory to when he
I-
explains the way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I did talk with him quite a bit about druid things, druid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to talk with him because, well, I don't really get to the point, which I'm also not doing now. He did say some interesting things, and that there's a wider organization known as the Emerald Enclave. That
Can I roll
Good.
a history check?
Yes,
Oh.
you can roll a history
Yep.
check.
Can I also?
Yes, you
History,
can.
History. But
I'm gonna
Woof.
go with no.
that's a
Never heard
that's
of
a
it.
no for me. Hey, the same.
Andy and Alana
Does
just look at each other
Elagos
as
know
if to
about their
go
own
like,
life?
Give me a second.
I can roll if you want.
Yeah, roll. History.
Given his stats, I suspect no, he's not. Definitely not.
You guys fucking suck.
No,
This is a
No, we
blank look of all
We
three
care
of us.
about books and civilization, not the wild.
Mhm.
Wow, okay, that also tells me that there's a real balance needed. Maybe that already gives me the answer I needed.
Maybe.
No, so he explained me a little bit about what the organization does, and it's mostly about, well, protecting nature, but both keeping nature and civilization in balance from destroying each other, fighting off against anything that would threaten nature.
I assume this isn't going to contradict anything Eliwick's asking you to do. The silence tells me you hadn't considered that.
With Eliwick, it's well, part of actually the Emerald Enclave is also keeping the planes, the influence of the planes in check, and this is exactly Eliwick has been. Well, she's more of a traveler. Actually, did Eliwick say something about her stance about? I assume it was like kind of like limiting the influence of the planes, but this is an assumption.
No.
But she
Didn't
was
tell you
also
anything
not.
about that.
She was also not propagating it like oh, let's just open portals everywhere.
No.
No.
Okay. So it's an organization. I assume it's made out of druids, since he invited you.
Well, not only just druids. There's just people like rangers, some other folk, people that worship Sylvanas. Sometimes also join. It's not only druids, but it's mostly people that are connected to nature in some way, that care about it, that feel calling to protect it. It's not just feel good in nature, right?
So are they akin to an organization like the Lena forgot the name, but the
Lord's Alliance.
Lord's Alliance, or the one that Sister Garel was part of?
Harpers. The Harpers.
Harpers. Yeah, Lena's terrible with that. Like the Harpers or the Lord's Alliance, or is it more of a less structured and connected organization, more
It's
hand-wavy nature shit?
I mean, as far as Radov told me, it's a little bit more loosely connected, but still, I mean, they have their ideals, their goals and beliefs. He did say something that there's some structure, but it's also, I guess it's less, but I also don't know a lot about the Harpers and Lord's Alliance too. I don't know how structured that is.
Okay, that's interesting.
So,
Well,
at least
I assume somewhere someone is in charge,
Oh,
and everyone else kind of acts in their own little groups and tries to do what they can.
yeah, and in the region and following the major goals and beliefs. That it's not. I don't think there's a dress code.
So is this a sort of an initiation thing, or is Radov gonna guide you in a sense there, give you some direct, like, yeah,
I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
The whole initiation part. I asked him for some time to think it over what he told me. I think the more exact steps of what it would take to really join would come later. But I mean, it
Do you have any
feels
reason not to join?
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, it would teach me a lot, but also it would also give me the opportunity to help others. Because the thing that Melvir taught me, and the whole thing with fire, normally in most circles, it's not really that accepted, but in the Enclave, at least as far as Radov told me, it would be good that if there's more knowledge about it in the other circles as well, like in the whole of the enclave, that what it can bring, what the dangers of it are, and I guess it would also be a way that they can kind of keep me in check.
Well, if they're all about
I mean, in any
preserving
case,
the balance, that sounds like one of their goals anyway. So
yeah,
they're gonna
it's a part of it.
they're going to
It's a
attempt
part
to
of it.
keep you in check, regardless of whether you're part of them or not.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking anyway. So, and I don't want to. I don't want to mess things up, and if this can help me be less of a danger and more of a benefit, and that would be one thing. But also, it's hard for me to explain, but the whole experience with not just like being here, being surrounded by nature, of course, it feels good, but it does feel like something that I want to do, and especially if we're going to in Phandelver, the town is going to get bigger. There's going to be a lot of people there. I think it's also necessary that we do it in a way that we don't destroy the rest of the environment around it, the nature around it. To make sure it does, we take both sides of the coin, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're
It
pretty
doesn't sound
well,
like there's much of a
fit with it.
decision to be made, to be fair.
No,
What makes you hesitate?
nothing really. I just wanted to check what you guys knew about it.
Nothing.
Well,
Yeah, no, I've never heard of this at all.
and also I would go back to
You could also
Radolf.
argue that knowing nothing is a sign that they're neither inherently overzealous or inherently the opposite.
as far
Otherwise
as
you'd probably have heard of them.
as far as Radolf told me, it's also the path of the Emerald Enclave. They're not necessarily. Of course, they destroy everything that's unnatural, or they try to at least. That threatens nature, but it's not really either. They're not also acting for like the common good of like this kind of like a neutral path. It's balanced, like everything, like light and darkness, destruction and growth.
What would be unnatural? I'm just curious. What would be considered unnatural in that sense?
Undead.
Do you know? Yeah, but just undead, or because it's not just civilization. Civilization, you said it invalid, so it couldn't. That can't be the unnatural part of it. But what else?
No, it's not. If it's civilization that's growing out of control, for example, if there's two, if maybe there's a logging camp and they're like just cutting down every tree willy-nilly, the oldest, the newest, it doesn't matter, the youngest, it doesn't matter to them, and they just burn everything, or burn large patches of forest for more food than a city or a town would need. That is unbalancing. Unnatural is also forces from the other planes that sometimes have a place here. They can cross over, but if there's a larger scale crossing over, that's something that needs to be stopped. I'm not sure destroying it is always the right way, but maybe helping something to return to their home, and he kind of points at Phandelver, is also part of it. Is making sure that everything in this is where it should be, and that we all can thrive.
It sounds perfect for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least the other plane thing already goes with it, the Eloic thing.
Sounds
Yeah.
complimentary, yeah.
It does, and it does give me something that I was still. You guys had really big plans for Phandelver, and I really didn't. And I don't think I need to, but at least I can contribute, and this would allow me to be of more help, and yeah. So I was
Alagos
kind
will
of
actually pipe in here and go, But is this something you seek out for yourself, or because you feel like
No,
you
it's not
have
only.
to?
It is not only for myself or because I have to contribute. It is what I feel is the right thing for me. It's not just because I want to be powerful or something. Not at all. I think it's important that everything, yeah, can be in this balance. And if that's something that I can do, something I'm looking for. So yeah, I was kind of waiting also for you guys to get back, and so that I could head out there, not leave Kit here just with anything. On that note, though, if one of you wants to come with, because we do also, we still need to know about Crackmore Castle.
Yeah, we do. Is there any reason why we shouldn't all come with?
Well, we can all go, yeah. That's all completely fine with me as well.
I mean, there's no threat in the Thunderwall in Thunder Tree anymore.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Apart from the giant spiders, which we can steer clear of.
Yeah, maybe also we just don't all crowd into his house this time.
No,
maybe
we can
Yeah.
stand outside. We can stand outside in one of the other rooms, just to not trigger any twig blights. But there's no reason why we shouldn't be together. The portal for the carnival might arrive soon. Who knows?
Well, it comes in the evening, so we should. Well, quick question: Are we leaving Binky and Mateo here, or are we gonna ask Radov to take care of them for the night? Like, what's the idea here?
They've always been fine. And
Just wanted to ask.
there's a house on the way to the carnival. We can ask them to send a pixie to look after them again.
True. Very true.
I mean, especially if we're gonna end up in another place, and that seemed to help the last time.
Yep.
You can ask, I forgot his name. You can ask him. The guy. The old guy.
We can ask
Oh.
him.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, we might need to return here from a completely different direction that we end up in.
We might. Andy, you had a significant amount of curiosity about the items that we purloined.
Yes. While you talk with Radov, I can look that over when we move over there.
Sure.
Sure.
Like, I'm gonna come with for sure, but I'm gonna sit down there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we head over to the cabin on Radov.
Yeah. Before we start walking, and he just pats Lion on his hand as she passes him. Just, I'm happy for you, buddy. And continues walking.
Actually, because now he finally actually has a time to talk with Andy. You ready to go back there to the Thunder Tree?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going straight to, like, I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah. Why?
No, honestly, I think you did really well. There was a lot going on, but then when the things were around and the cobwebs, I know it's a big thing for you, so I just wanted to let you know that I found it really brave. You did super good.
Oh, thank you. It just kind of didn't. Yeah, I tried to not think of it, and in the heat of battle, it kind of took care of itself. Yeah. I'm gonna try to not look at it on the way there.
Yeah.
And just ignore. It's manageable. It's manageable.
No.
Still gives me the crawls, especially now that I saw the spider once. But no, it's manageable. As long as I don't have to go up there.
No, I definitely don't need to. But yeah.
Thank you. You also did very well. as I said, it did when we came back.
Yeah, sure, but
Yeah, no,
This
you
is
picked
right.
up the one bit of information I gave to you guys hours before, and even though you were a bit caught off guard that you also drenched me, you did well afterwards too. So
cool. Oh, good.
cool. Yeah.
On we go.
Hmm.
Oh, and his name is Madrick, by the way, since you were asking.
Mm-hmm.
Matric.
Madrick Roslov.
Madrick.
Roslov, yeah. Madrick Roslov.
His name.
His name, yes.
His name.
Do you want me to spell it?
I can send it in chat if you want.
Please.
You're welcome.
The forgetting was both in and out of character.
Yep.
Guys, talk. I'm just making notes.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to say something, so...
I just need a minute to talk and to make notes about everything that I said now. So
Andy sidles up to Alana. So, you, I think, if I heard correctly, didn't see, but heard correctly, you checked which things were magical because you checked. Right?
Yes, I did. No sense in identifying something if it's not magical, unless we want the history
Very
of that
true.
item.
Very true. True.
So yeah, we've got a handful of things. I will leave them all in your capable hands.
Oh, do you not want to try it out yourself to see if you can do it? Like, I think you practice a lot, right? You
I've practiced a lot in the meantime, and I've got plenty of time more yet to practice. So no, I'm.
all right.
You
Should
can,
I
you can
should
do
I
it.
leave one? Should I leave one for you to do? Not now, but later if you want. If you want to join the talk.
No, I'm gonna join the talks. Make sure we know where Craigmore Castle is.
Alagos
Alright.
will politely offer to help identify, because he can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, gets about quicker. Would
yeah.
be nice. Thank you.
You guys can do that. Kit can stay outside or come inside if she wants, either or. She
Well,
can
I'll
scout the
stay
town
outside.
and do more scouting. Scout. But otherwise, I think Lion and Alana go in.
Okay.
Yep. And he sits outside, like on the opposite side of where the spiders are, against the wall, and starts to do the ritual for one of the items.
yeah, Lion would also give her the stuff, like set it down next to her, the shield and the battle armor,
Thank you.
to make sure she has everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm leaving you to do the talking. Raydot's kind of your thing.
Lion is already kind of like, he's already walking to the door and
Mhm.
going to knock. He's like nods to her. She's like, yeah. Maybe with the Crackmon Castle stuff, I will ask, and you just do
Well,
your
I-
very good remembering thing and
Who
ask
is
all of good
it?
questions.
We'll
He will
pull-
knock on the door.
Yeah, he said, who is it?
It's Lion and Ilana,
Who?
Narcidian and Ilana.
Oh, the undecided boy. Oh, yeah. A lot of unlocking. He peeks out from, like, a tiny bit of open door again.
I've come back with my decision, and I wanted to ask more about Crackmon Castle.
Yes,
Can we come inside? Please.
of course. He always does. To politely ask.
Of
And
course.
he opens the door and... Would you like some tea?
Yes, please. That would be delicious.
Yes, please.
And he kind of goes to make tea and mumbles under his breath, like, at least I'm offering, unlike certain people.
I'm assuming Alana catches that.
Yes. He said it loud enough for Narcillion to catch it 100%.
She'll stare daggers at the back of his head as she pushes him into the house.
He will continue kind of just like shuffle, but yeah, go on.
He will pour some tea.
Alana will wait by is there a seat to sit at?
No, it's like various objects, but he still like
like
goes
a crate
sit,
or
sit.
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alana will sit where directed, because she doesn't want to sit in Raven's spot.
Mhm. And I will just sit on the ground where it's pointed at.
And she'll pull out the map that we have, which isn't in anyone's inventory, I assume.
I think I have it in my map case, but I would have taken it along.
He will not actually mark it on the map. He will tell you that he will take you there, because it
Okay.
is partially his responsibility to make sure that the balance is restored.
Okay.
Hmm.
Does that mean
So
that
he will join
assist,
you-
or
Huh?
does that mean he will assist in the restoring of the balance?
Yes.
Okay.
As much as an old man like I can do.
That's fine. I'm just aware of what pieces are on the battlefield, so to speak, and thus what I need to be protective of.
have my paw and assistance, and hers as well. And he points at the fox.
Well, we'll make sure to keep you both safe.
Very well.
So, yeah, because when we go to the carnival tonight, it might take us a while to come back here.
I
Are you
still
planning?
have things to wrap up in this town. It will take me maybe a couple of weeks to get back to Phandelver. I am old and these bones are very, the Cragmaws have been around for a long time, and a few days more or less will not destabilize the entire region.
Hmm.
Such things cannot be rushed.
Do you know of what unbalances things there? What we could expect to find?
Something or someone is organizing the goblins, and the hobgoblins together more than they usually are. I believe a certain someone called the Black Spider. No, a ne'er-do-well, unnatural fella.
We believe he was destabilizing things in Vanderland as well, ordering ruffians, the Rebrands, to...
Yes, that makes sense. And are they still there?
No, the Red Brands
We
have been
took care of them.
Oh, you
dispatched.
did. Interesting. Should have led with that, boy.
I will...
We do know that
the
one
on-
got away, at least. So
One did get away, and there
they're
was
forewarned.
the leader that was killed by the Black Spider in his cell.
Oh, he got very close then. Interesting. Well, then I will have to maybe hurry a tiny bit more as far as I can.
The only other thing to mention is that with the carnival, we're not sure where we will come out, but presumably...
Oh, it's somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, of course. Presumably we will reconvene with you in Phandelver then in a couple of weeks' time.
Indeed.
That would be best. Yeah.
I think that's near the beginning of Flammarill, is that right?
Yes.
Or shield me, I guess we would say.
Loud tea slurping, awkward silence.
No, there's no science. I'm just making notes.
Alana will drink
Let-
some
let
of
me
her
get-
tea while Lion continues to talk.
So the other, well, we talked about what we talked about, and I do want to join the Emerald Enclave.
You talked about?
No, what we talked, the other thing we talked about.
Ah. You'll have to learn to speak up, boy. Enunciate. This old
Yes.
man has very trouble hearing. You have to really, really speak. Speak up. Speak up. Let me hear you that voice.
Oh, I am joining the Emerald Enclave.
Oh,
I
you
want to join.
are?
Yes.
Excellent. Just he kind of tries to get up, a bit more difficult, and gets like a pouch, and then rummages for like, no, that's not it. And then he gets another pouch and rummages for that, and then like a third pouch, and he's like, oh, there it is. This is excellent. And he kind of pulls out like a pin, and gives it to you. It looks like this. And you will see that his cloak pin looks the same.
Ooh. I'll just copy this picture from my notes. Yeah, saved.
I can send you the link to the picture.
Oh, I already saved the image, no worries.
Okay.
I already have it. I'm gonna insert it in my notes. Lion will take the pin and without further instruction, he kind of like looks doubtful, but then without further instruction, he will clasp it on his cloak.
It identifies you as a member of the Enclave. More instruction will follow when I come to Phandelver.
All right. Thank you. And looking forward to seeing you there.
Is there anything else we need to do or prepare for Cragmore Castle? People we should tell, things we should get?
I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know exactly what we will be facing. So prepare for anything.
Okay. When you say a while, how long has it been since you've been to Cragmore?
I haven't been there since they set up a headquarters there.
Okay, so years? Months?
Months.
Months. Okay.
This is a relatively recent thing.
Gives me some more information. Are there any other organisations that would be interested in ousting these roustabouts?
Oh, of course, the Harpers, the Lord's Alliance. We work together occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got some contacts with both of those organisations.
Well, there's
we'll at
Darren,
least-
of course.
There is, yeah, the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk to all three of them
Yes.
and see if there's anything.
Of course, Sister Garrel is part of the Harpers.
Yeah, and see.
Very, very good woman, but strict. I appreciate that.
And Sildar is part of the Lord's Alliance.
Sildar, that is a new name.
He's new in Phandelver. He was captured by the goblins, and we rescued him.
Nasty business, that.
Mm-hmm. But then they're not all bad.
Yeah, maybe something changed in Phandelver as well for you. There is a few goblins that want to be chicken farmers.
He kind of thinks about that for a moment. Like, I suppose so. Occasionally I do get surprises in my old age. Chicken farming goblins. Huh. Interesting. Slurp, 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 slurp.
Well, unless there's anything else, Lion, I think we will see you in Phandelver.
I mean, I want to, like, as a GM, point out this would be like a good opportunity to ask what they consider as a natural.
Not for me to ask.
I'm not here. I'm on the outside. Can't hear the convo.
Never
Yes,
mind.
that's-
Moving on.
No, 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 no,
Oh!
no, no. You're too fast. I'm making notes. Stop.
Make notes later.
Yep.
But I don't remember.
This is why I record sessions.
Yeah, you can listen back.
Then I have to listen to my own voice. No, thank you.
Oh,
I'd rather you
feel
focus
that.
on the RP.
Yes. Before we go, Radel, there's one thing I wanted to ask you. Of course, more instruction will follow on Phandelver, but in case we encounter something in between when we travel back, what would the Emerald Enclave consider as unnatural?
Well, these typically encompass anything that disrupts the balance of nature, perverts natural life cycles, or introduces foreign destructive elements into the natural system and cycles. For example, undead creatures like zombies and vampires, any necromantic activities that manipulate life in a unnatural way, because there's some good application of necromancy, but I'm not talking about that. Aberrations, corrupted or mutated creatures, unnatural magic and practices like draining the life force from the environment to fuel spells, leaving barren and desolate landscapes. Oh, there's nasty business with the Netherrealm Empire that happened in the desert. Blood magic, or even intrusions from other planes, like infernal and abyssal entities, or planar rifts, or unmonitored portals that allow things to come through that are not home to these planes. And think of it almost like a invasive species. Pollution from the cities, overforestation, overfishing, overhunting, haunted lands, blighted forests, that kind of thing. It is a wide list. Over time, you summarize it by, you know it when you see it.
Well, but this already helps a lot. That would also actually, with the other planes, I do have another contact that helped me learn a bit about the other places of
Contacts are
transference.
always very good, yes, indeed. One never stops learning.
Okay, thank you, but I will ask you more back in Phandelver. I'll learn more there.
Always speak up. Always speak up. And do not hesitate. Nature is not waiting for anyone.
Yes, Radolf. Sir, yes.
Radolf would do.
Thank you so much for the tea.
Thank you for the tea. We'll leave you to it. And Delano steps up and steps out.
Keep a look after you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And send some biscuits for the kids.
Delano will deliver the biscuits to the kids. Hey children, some treats.
Don't you start to.
How's it going?
We are almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Okay.
Well,
You
how's
guys
it-
identify the rest. And yeah, sorry. Keep go. RP
No,
time,
you can
please
go on.
announce it.
You can go on. Go on.
Oh yeah, like you guys have the descriptions of the items, right?
You put in the
I do.
shield. Yes, I have that, but I don't think you. Let me show. Let me see. You put in the shield, but that's it.
Do you want the rest of the items are, I think, on my sheet somewhere.
Yeah, no, I do
I-
have the smoldering studded leather armor, which just has the
Mhm.
description: wisps of harmless
Put
odorous
it.
smoke
You
rise
guys
from this
put it
armor.
into party storage.
Are we sure this isn't going to erase something?
You shouldn't erase if you put it into a party storage.
So I can just drag it over.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm closing the 55 tabs I have open.
Ah.
Shit, what's more than
Now I'll actually copy in the description of the shield in the shield +1.
Very nice. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that copied everything that was inside it too.
Oh, fuck.
See.
Nope, contents are blank.
No shit. What was inside?
A whole bunch of stuff.
Shit. Do you know what was inside?
This is why dragging and dropping shit to party storage isn't something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I can remember some of it.
Oh shit.
Let me open up.
Shay, do you still do the backups each session?
I'm not doing backups of. I'm doing backups of characters. Yeah. No, I didn't do
Yeah,
that in a
but
while.
if it
It'll
was.
be on
if-
my character
oh, okay.
No, no.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. That's.
Oh no, it's okay. Dumped it all in my inventory.
Oh,
Whoa.
thank fuck. Thank fuck.
Oh,
There you go. We've got everything. I'm just gonna leave it
Okay.
in my inventory. It's all the mundane stuff.
Alright.
The ornate rug, the dragon scale, the dragon teeth, the dragon claws, the bracelet, the bone dice, the cloth, the bronze crown.
What's
And
the other
mundane
magical stuff?
Well, that was the first one I dragged and dropped. The other non-magical stuff, or the other magical stuff rather, was let me close that.
Wait,
Wait,
the shield is no longer in there, and
No,
whatever.
the shield
I-
plus
Yeah.
one is in there.
Yeah, now it appeared again. And what
Mhm.
did you first drag over? You said you dragged something over first before the haversack?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, I
I'm
put in
sorry.
the smoldering leather armor,
Awesome.
but I did fuck up with the shield, so like
Okay.
it was just a shield +1, but instead of editing it, I pressed the delete button, which is super smart.
Rip.
But just
Yeah.
imported it again. But
Would we
then-
have been able to identify the consumable, or is that an alchemy thing?
No, it's not an alchemy thing.
It's just unidentified because it was something we hadn't identified yet. It's a potion of flying.
Mhm.
So you should be able to click edit item and then click identify.
I can't
I
edit shit in
did.
party storage. I can't
Yeah,
edit
you
shit
cannot
in party
edit
storage.
from the storage. That was the thing I was trying to do.
Alright, yeah, I can edit the Hewitt's Handy Haversack.
Really.
Yeah, I can't edit anything else.
I cannot edit anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, is this all, or are we still missing something?
Should be
I
everything.
do have the sack with all the gems, but that's all just
No,
gems.
that's not magical.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
that's,
talking about
that's
the
all the
magic
magic
one.
stuff.
the spell scroll.
Yeah,
Where's the...
the dust of disappearance.
Yeah.
Did that go?
Oh, and the
to-
spices, right?
No, the spices are
Spices as
here.
well.
Spices
Oh, there.
should be
Okay,
there.
yeah. All right, I see the spices. Yeah.
Where did the dust of disappearance go? I don't think I imported it. Or it deleted it.
Items. Dust of disappearance. So just for the record, in the future I will just drag and drop things into the party storage.
Probably wise.
Yeah.
Until
and
we divvy it up.
until you divvy it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Do we want to go back to camp and talk about who's getting what, or are we doing this here?
I mean, camp's been broken. As far as I
There's
know,
no camp,
we packed
yeah.
up.
We packed up.
Oh,
the camp.
okay.
There's no
True,
point going back
true.
there. Divvy things up, I think.
Yeah.
I think
That
it
we
would
can
be
do.
sensible to look at who can use what, but also sensible to say that we should probably split things fairly across the group.
Mhm.
If I can do dibs, then I really like the shield.
I mean,
looks incredible.
Is it implied that you told everything whatever everything does?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it
All
would
right,
be
good.
implied. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good. Sorry. Never mind.
So,
Going back into RP.
No worries. No worries.
well, just to point out, because it doesn't mention it, but the smouldering studded leather armor is actually armor plus 1 as well.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, bear that in mind. Cloak of Billowing, Hewitt's handy spice pouch. Hewitt's
I
handy
mean,
haversack.
the shield Andy, like it kind of like has this like thing on the rim. It really looks like.
Yeah. The
Striving.
filigree is really pretty. Plus, I could always use a better shield. So if
does-
it's okay with
does
all of
seem
you, I'd love to
Ogma
claim it.
related. Yeah, I mean, the shield's got no use to me, nor Alagos, so neither of us are
Well, it
interested
isn't-
in that.
Mm.
It isn't specifically Ogma related. It's more it seems to have some dedication to someone more academic inclined, but it's not Ogma. Well, I wouldn't say certified, but it doesn't have the sigil on there.
Yeah, nothing to say you couldn't blast that, though.
Oh yeah, I definitely like it a lot. It's very, very pretty. I really like how it. Yeah, the filigree is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You take it.
I'll drag it over there.
Thank you. Otherwise, I don't necessarily want to stake a claim to anything else.
Uh,
Well, I
does
think,
anyone use the leather armor?
well, you're the only person who wears armor.
True.
And I already have mine, and it's more heavy
She
duty.
wears chain, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is
Would you guys mind
enchanted.
if I take this?
No?
Go
I mean,
ahead.
it seems fitting, smouldering.
Yeah. That kind of attracted me to it.
There you go.
Thank you.
The cloak's of no use to Alagos, he already has a cloak.
He does.
Alana's not overly fussed about the Cloak of Billowing. I suspect that's probably more kit style than anything.
You're goddamn right.
I'll drag it over to you, Matt.
I mean, kid, don't you always look dramatic?
Exactly. But now, whenever I enter a place to make, well, an entrance,
It certainly suits you, yes.
Yeah.
And
I can
and
build.
Alana, you always, well, I wouldn't say complaining, but you always
I'm the
say that
weakest of the
you're
group.
carrying
and
too much.
Yeah. I
So maybe
always
the
am.
haversack is for you.
Seems a good fit. If
Yeah.
if Alagos doesn't want it,
No, it's. Don't.
you've got Binky. I
I
Yeah.
assume.
have
Binky.
Binky.
That leaves Alagos.
Yeah, do you want the dust or the spices or something else?
There's the potion of flying. There's the spell scroll lightning lure, which I'm not sure how useful that would be for you because you can already do that.
Indeed. I think
and-
it would be a good addition to your book.
Yeah, potentially. Dust of disappearance. Get out of jail card.
The potion of flying sounds interesting if you can spare something.
Yeah, potion of flying is fine.
Of course.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
helped get all this stuff, so.
And then
Alakos, do you actually know like alchemy? Is it something that you know how to do?
Oh no, I wouldn't know how to make
Okay.
things myself.
we've got various books on alchemy and stuff, but that's always something Kit's been more interested in. So,
Mm-hmm.
and certainly something I would be happy to help Kit learn, especially if it requires like magical knowledge.
We're going to brew the best alcohol this land has ever seen.
So what you're telling me is potions of sleeping.
In a sense,
Well, that works, yeah.
The only other thing I would say is that to keep things a little more fair and a little more balanced, Kit's magical item doesn't provide any real function other than style.
Mm-hmm.
So I would argue it's fair that she should get the Dust of Disappearance. Because it is a consumable, it runs out, but she also got the cloak too.
And the
we
dust
all
is very,
know-
very useful with invisibility, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. We know
Mhm.
that the Dust of Disappearance might benefit Kit greatly at
Well,
some point.
I mean, she's also going in and doing all the scouting all the time, so.
She does. It's another get out of jail. I know she already has a potion of invisibility as well, but
Yeah, I mean the dust is a bit differently, as in it also does
it does a group.
people around you.
More
Yeah.
people around,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would suggest that one of you three keep the dust of disappearance. I can disappear just fine when needed.
Okay.
However, if we get
I
into
can
a
disappear
situation-
too.
I do
so
still have a potion of invisibility on me, so.
Perhaps Andy should take it then.
I mean, if you're alright with the kid,
Yeah, I mean,
you want it.
Let me drag it back.
Too fast, Shinny.
Too fast, too fast.
Not done.
Do you want the spices then? I mean, you like a good meal.
Well, I think
yeah, but spices are a bit strong for my
the
nose.
spice pouch I see as more of a party treasury item because it's about spicing up food for everyone.
True, true.
So whoever's going to be preparing dinner, which is probably everyone taking it in turns, maybe we store that on Mateo, and whoever's turn it is to cook dinner uses the pouch.
Yeah, can do. You can drag that over to me, and I'll drag it over to Mateo then. Yeah,
Yeah, give me
that
a
would
second.
work. No rush. I'm just saying. Oh, and this is Lena now, but I don't remember if we divvied up the potions of healing that are in there.
There are
that's
3
my bad.
potions of healing in the party storage. I have
Yeah.
1.
I have 2.
I have 2.
I think those are extra potions.
Kit has
Yeah.
4.
Okay, so 1 for sure to Ilana. Yeah, I don't know, but the other 2.
Yeah, I mean, kit's good for health.
I mean, I can heal a lot now, so I'm happy to not take the other 2. Like, well, 1 to like Alagos. Do you have potions of healing?
No, I don't. I
Oh.
have to admit that was an oversight on my part.
Do you want to take the other 2?
I would gladly take 1.
Keep in mind
Alright.
that you can always use them on someone else.
Mhm.
Not necessarily just yourself.
Do you then not mind for me to come with to the carnival?
You're welcome
I mean,
to come
only if you
with.
want to.
It's
if you
an
want to, yeah.
experience.
It is indeed an experience. I would like to see it.
If you have the chance, you should.
Then tell you what, while we're still traveling together, I will take the 2 potions.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Because as you said, I might be in a position where I could help someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. 1 to Alana, 2 to Alagos.
Yep.
And she need to lead the potions, whatever. Okay, there you go. Awesome. And the beaver pelts are still there for whatever. Back home for whatever.
That's
Yeah,
back
no,
home.
that's,
Yeah.
that's back home for whatever.
You should drag and
Yeah,
drop
like
them
that's-
into your personal chest, then, I presume.
Yep.
Oh,
I just
right,
need
that's
to-
a good
yeah.
one.
Yep.
Can you
The
drag those
die-
over shit into me? I'll put them in my own chest.
The dice are only there because they've been borrowed to the goblins, so they're party goblin in the inn. Dice set. Yeah.
Watch him fall over.
Bonk.
Bonkity.
Speaking of dice, by the way, Shin, have you showed off the new dice?
The new
Oh.
dice.
Oh, right. I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the bottom in the dice tray, you have now a 1d2,
Mm-hmm.
but you have a DC, and if you click DC,
Mm-hmm.
it actually tosses
Oh, the
a
coin!
We figured out how to get the coin working. What the fuck is that with mine?
Nice.
That's these. Yeah, okay.
I think you did a private roll or something.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I did public. Hang on. Let me make sure that is
Roll
actually...
rolling 0. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
heads.
so mine wasn't the fucked up one.
No. 1 is heads, 0 is tails.
Mhm.
If you click on the roll, it actually
It
tells you
says-
H or T. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
But yeah, Matt and I kind of played around with the colors of our dice. Like, let me show you my new ones, because you haven't really seen it.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That's a lot of random colours.
And then there's mine.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that one. That's very pretty.
I'll do a little tester roll. Yeah,
Thanks.
dice so nice. They are.
The
Not
test
mine.
roll we can't see.
Oh, can you not?
No.
Damn.
You have to in the dice tray, like click every single dice once and then click roll.
Oh. There we go.
Damn.
I like gold.
What's
Yeah,
weird
mine
about
are more
mine is that-
bronze.
yeah. Sometimes mine comes out like white gold, but sometimes gold. That's weird about mine. I don't know why.
Yeah, we messed around with the dice a bunch. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. It just popped into my head.
All good. Oh,
Nice.
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 Oh, we've used the luck.
Damn it, Shinny.
You're welcome. Okay.
All good?
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
All left.
So,
Exactly the same AC, but I can sleep in this armor. Hell yeah.
where are you going? What are you doing? So let me go back to the region map. Activate. So you, fuck's sake. You are currently here in Phandelver. So what's the plan?
Presumably we are chilling out somewhere, making camp.
Are you making camp?
We should move a little bit closer to the forest, no? If you want to go into the...
We need to get into the Neverwinter Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, heading
So we
east.
need to travel
Yeah.
a couple of
going around
Axis.
town. Yeah, like over here or something.
Well, I mean, somebody pick a direction and start leading.
East.
Boop.
Alana just
Oh,
starts
that doesn't
walking.
work.
Hitting it.
Okay, per square, it's basically hour and a half of travel
Per square.
per hex square.
Okay. So that was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's 5 miles per. The hex squares are 5 miles. You move at 3
What ti-
miles per
what
hour.
time of day is it?
It is 6 p.m. now.
Okay.
6:30 actually.
So we've got an hour before sunset.
No.
No, sunset is like at 8 now or something. Like it says on the... What does it say?
I don't know. Where does it
Yeah,
say?
1955.
You have to right click on the date, and it gives you sunset something. Yeah, at 7:55 is sunset. Click on the calendar. Right click on the date on the 15th.
Out of character, when the last time the Cirque Carnival came, was it exactly at midnight? When the lights appeared?
Pretty
You don't
much.
know. Ilana would know, but you didn't ask her.
I said, oh, I'm asking out of character. But,
Yes, it was at midnight, but
okay.
in character you wouldn't know that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I figure we should make camp here on the wherever we are, and just wait it out. We already know that we shouldn't sleep, so let's just.
We'll do a makeshift camp, not pitching
You
tents.
just
Just
put all the tents in the
Alagos
backpack.
will
Just,
be like, "Are you sure we want to make camp? We
as in, we'll make a campfire and we'll sit down to rest, but otherwise we're not making.
all right. Yes, I was about to ask."
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
And Alagos will be like, Nasilian, were you not also kind of a ranger? Or am I mistaken about this?
yeah, no, I was actually gonna propose that I could get some food for everyone, some herbs.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes, I'm really looking forward to you guiding us through the forest. This is very exciting for me.
Well, we're not going in that far.
But you're gonna have to guide us out of it. We don't know where they're gonna be put out.
Once the wisps arrive, we will just follow them. But at least
Oh,
we
really?
should be able to prevent us from getting lost.
Yeah, you can look forward to that when we put out of wherever in the woods we are. Then
Yes,
he got us out last time.
I did.
Don't sound so surprised.
You don't have to be. Yeah, you know
No, I
exactly.
didn't know that was a confirmation.
I mean, you knew that we were by Coneyberry, so you did know.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot help it that my voice just sounds surprised. It's just my voice, man.
I see.
No, we should be good. Is everyone like still like I don't really have access to the berries now, but I can gather some
Oh,
food
we got
or
plenty
yeah, we have enough,
of-
right?
We got
We have
plenty of
plenty.
rations that we'd looted. Venom Fang might
should
chew them quickly, but
Yeah,
all-
but Vandam Fang might want to return to the carnival
Yeah.
in the meanwhile.
Yeah,
I assume so.
we should refill our water though. Now that we have the chance, I don't really trust the water that was at the carnival.
Okay.
It was weird.
A bit like everything there, I think.
I mean, sure. Andy passes over 2 water skins.
Mm.
Are you gonna go foraging for water then? Is that
Yeah, I mean
the idea?
that's the
You gotta
idea.
roll
If
survival.
someone wants to come with me, you're more than welcome to join.
I'm sure
I-
Argos
I
would
will go.
love the experience of having to forage for water and all this.
Actually, yeah.
I would
Go on.
actually enjoy that. So I do appreciate the tease. And he kind of gives you a sheepish smile.
Mhm.
Well, come on. It's way more to learn out here than from books.
That's debatable.
In the
No, it
meanwhile,
isn't.
yeah. In the meanwhile, Andy sits down next to Alana. So, are you putting the spell into your spellbook now? Can I watch? Like, I don't know how that works.
We're
Can
definitely
I watch?
leaving. Then Nassim will basically just like take Alagos like dragging him out.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to, but
Oh, but can you explain the process to me? Because I haven't seen you ever do that.
A lot of it boils down to obviously you have a source that you're learning from. And this could take a while.
Yeah.
And think of this as trying to decipher another language. So you're translating from Elvish to Halfling, for example.
So kind of like decoding things. Very
Kind of like
interesting.
decoding, yeah, is the best way to describe it. Except that you only understand the language you're writing it in, and you're having to piece together what you're copying it from. So there'll be a series of key phrases that you understand, a series of key gestures that you understand, and it's about kind of getting the notation in a way that you understand. Essentially translating it from one language to the other. But
Okay.
also, it's more than just written translation, it's physical translation too. It's
Yeah, so I assume the
Um,
process of how other people, whoever that scroll belongs to, do their magic is somewhat different than yours,
absolutely,
correct?
yeah. And it's why you could discover, for example, and she'll pull out 2 Librams that she's got side by side. And let me double check them because I need to double check my character sheet. These 2 books both have the same spell in it. And for example, I just moved them all so I'm looking in the right place. For example, in this particular wizard's notation, you've seen me cast the spell a number of times. I used it on the cult leader
Yes.
earlier, where I summon essentially like darts of force that zoom out and strike the target and batter
They
and bruise
seem
them.
very targeted, yes. They go curvaceous.
They are unerring and can't miss, which is largely why I use it, because it's guaranteed. Even if I can only see a portion of the target, it's guaranteed to hit. So in this particular wizard's notation, that is part of a book that we discovered in Glassstaff's room.
Yeah,
The notation only takes up a single page in a spellbook. But when I was learning it from Darren, probably because I was a little bit more of a novice and wasn't really doing stuff in the best way possible, it ended up taking me nearly 5 pages to describe the notation in a way I understood. So the difference now is that obviously I've got this notation from another wizard, which explains how to do exactly the same thing, but without 4 pages of waffle, essentially. So it's far more efficient, and that's the kind of thing I love about it. So even if you discover the same spell in another book, you might discover better ways of casting it, more efficient ways of storing it, or better ways to understand it. So it's one of those things. Even discovering the same spell again might unearth new information and make things better. So
It's very fascinating, yeah.
part of what I love about magic. Essentially, it's you can achieve the same thing in a multitude of ways. For example, you can do invisibility on yourself to make yourself invisible to someone, or you can do blindness on the person to make everyone invisible, essentially, to them.
Yeah.
It's the same effect at the end of the day, but different ways of doing it.
It is. It's when you think about it, it is sort of a shifting of the light. How it is, yeah. In invisibility, you're shifting the light. How it
You're convincing them
shows
that
you.
they haven't seen you as well.
Yes, and blinding them, you just
it could be a
bar
charm.
them from that light at all. Yeah.
For example, you've got spells where you can suggest things to people, and you can suggest that they are unable to see you for the duration of the spell.
Yeah, that's very, very a lot of uses there.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic already, I know you talked a bit about it already, but I'm curious to hear a bit more. How was the academy? Like, how was it itself? I mean, you enjoyed it and everything, and it was a bit fancy and all, but how did you?
It was a lot, of course. As I'm sure what you went through in the temple was a lot. But at the same time, we both only had a limited amount of time to take advantage of what was available to us.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of evenings there. I spent a lot of just morning time there, pre-classes, all that kind of stuff. Really just making the most of what was available. Darren pulled some strings, so I had guest access to the library for research purposes and things like that. So yeah, I was there every waking moment, essentially. Short of sharing dinner with Kit for a lot of times, and the occasional swap over of rooms where we would, I would wake up and get ready to leave just as Kit was coming in to go to sleep. So we kind of shared a room in that regard. But yeah, apart from that, the tower was everything you expect a magical academy to be. Demanding, punishing, exciting, interesting, but ultimately only there for 10 short days. So
how were the people? I mean, one can expect them to be a bit hoity-toity, but Alagos, for example, was more down to earth. So were the others okay?
Most of the professors and stuff were fine. Alagos was predominantly the one who was kind of arranging which classes I should go to, arranging that although this particular teacher taught the class twice a day, instead of me having to sprint across the academy to make his first class, I could just delay it and do it in the afternoon instead. So he was a lot of great help in that regard. Also helped with a lot of the research that I did afterwards, because we all had a spare bit of time, if you like. I was doing quite a lot of research into kind of old magic, without going into too much detail.
Is that why you came to the library when I saw you?
Yeah, he was the one who actually introduced me to the Temple of Ogma, so and a couple of the people to help with the research, and he ended up being the one to mostly help out in the end. So we talked quite a lot, but obviously we talked a lot about the cults and the stuff I was researching on the old empires of magic and just everything in between, trying to make the most of my 10 days.
Yeah, sounds like you learned a lot, and I'm happy that you made a friend.
Well, yeah, there's that. There was also all that business with the Ogman priests being distracted by some random rumour going on, so Alagos had to kind of step in and help out because a lot of them were unavailable to help with the researching and the archiving and stuff like that. So yeah.
Some random rumour indeed. Yeah. But it was good to see you in the library when you came by.
Well, how are things with you? Because you've been very cloistered, shall we say, about what happened behind closed doors.
Well, there was a lot of retraining, if you could say that, because while I might not have had a lot of teachings prior about how to be a priest or a cleric, but Sister Gabrielle did take me under her wing, so I had to change focus, which there were some paladins that really helped me out there. How they see their oaths and how they go about the way under Agma's eyes, and there were also some generally very interesting teachings there as well. It was very busy. It's certainly an information overload in a sense, and I was also sent a lot of the time to do my own research and kind of be able to explain that research in a cohesive way and write it down in a
ensuring that you don't
in
just
a law-keeping way.
you don't just read
it's
something,
not.
you know something.
Exactly. There were actually there was another bard that helped me out with that, how they took notes and how they are able to grasp that information and bring it out in a cohesive way, which is one of my weaknesses. As you know, I babble a bit too much. So that's still something I'm. That's still something I'm trying to get under control. But it was very busy, but it was also a lot of fun and very active whenever I had time, because I had to. Well, I asked for training in a more physical sense as well to.
Okay.
Be more in the midst of things. Yes, exactly. There was a few kind people who took me under their arms and trained me in how to be better with my shield, how to work with maces and hammers and swords and such. Even though I do still have my preferences.
Yeah, of course. Everyone does. And the same applies to magic too. There's many different kinds you can wield, and everyone has a preference. If you look at Lion versus Alagos, for example, one of them prefers fire, one of them prefers frost. So
there were a lot of heavy hitters over there as well in the church. While I might not be a dwarf, there was another dwarf that could help me with my stature, how I could deal with my height. Still being in martial combat range.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, even though it was a bit. The evenings were silent a bit.
Right.
The evenings were
silent
I was sent off with some silent contemplation, silent prayer, sent off with a few books to read in bed. Yeah.
Doesn't sound terrible to me, to be fair. Books in bed.
It was very nice. Yes. Still, it was nice whenever I could get an evening off to meet back up with you guys.
Yeah, likewise. I spent a lot of my time in the tower whenever I could, and broke away a couple of times, but was otherwise occupied in the tower for the most part. So, do you think you'll go back?
I would love to. I mean,
in the future?
I would love to in the future. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how the reception then is gonna be like after the whole disaster of how it ended, but my ceremony went well and they were kind when sending me off, so I would love to come back.
You say disaster? What disaster do you mean?
The whole mystery that you mentioned that the priests were devolving into. Did you not hear what the source there was? I thought you of all people would hear.
No, what was the source?
It was all the weird stuff the tricks that were being played on Lion. Some sort of creature was visiting him at night and leaving behind secret messages and everything.
I mean, he did talk about it a little bit, but I didn't realise. And yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, there was a few. There were a few messages that kind of caused some obsession on all of our parts. Well, not Lion, but I might have roped the priest into it after being stumped.
So you're the cause of it.
Well, I'm not the cause of it. Fucking Klupra is the cause of it. But yeah,
Klupra?
Yeah.
He's Klupra.
We don't know the being's name. But from the word scramble and the follow-up message that we got there, we are assuming that the name is Klupra or Dog or Clamp. I don't know. I don't know. but it was the thing that apparently packed stole the coal, and maybe gave it into my pack, which means that it is onto me. So, yeah. Anyways.
So it took the coal from Lion and put it into your pack.
Yeah. I assume it's a sign that it knows that I'm after it.
Or maybe it's something that saw us all enter the city and decided to play some pranks. I don't know. Seems odd.
I don't know either. It's very weird because the whole time span, I'm gonna bother Lion later on. He promised me that he was gonna tell me all what exactly happened every day, because he mentioned some things like the pillow and the shoes or whatever, but I didn't pay that much notice, which I now regret. So I need him to tell me everything later on. So at least we have time before the carnival. So and he stares off into the forest. Yeah.
So in the meantime, how
something to tell me.
is... Sorry, I'm dying to hear this. How is Lion covering his complete and utter failure to further?
It's basically first kind of like setting out, just like very hopeful and kind of like talking about like what you would look for, like animal tracks like that would lead to like watering holes, or like especially like the sounds and everything. And it's getting like later and later he's kind of like trying to just like distract Elagos by telling him everything he knows about in general, so kind of like expanding
and Elagos is like listening and
and
listening and nodding, and at some point it's like I don't mean to be I don't mean to be rude, but I'm pretty sure this is the 4th time we're going past this particular tree.
Yeah, but it's repetition is all part of learning to navigate nature, and I need to learn to look for the signs. And
of course, it's a very interesting tree.
It is. Did you look at the moss growing from the other side?
Oh, that's I know that one is that it means that this is north.
Yeah. And in a pinch, if you're actually really like not doing awful water, you can actually squeeze it out. But let's continue.
He will give you a slight nudge, reminding you that the river is north, so you may fill up the water skins.
Perfect.
But it takes them 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's bonding time.
Yeah. Bonding time for Andy and Alana as well. They've got a lot to talk to about.
Like in the meantime, like Lion will just also kind of like asking about Elagos, like about his time in the tower, just kind of like making small talk.
Oh, he will like he's not really hiding. Like he joined the academy more than 3 years ago, more as a attempt to learn more about himself and his innate magic that he was born with, and learn how to better control it. He learned a lot, of course. The arcane study is not something that flows freely for him, like for example for Elana. He had to he hasn't progressed in the last 3 years as much, and he is becoming acutely aware that he needs a bit more practice in not just studying from books, but applying it out there in the world, and that might help him understand these things a bit better.
Oh, perfect.
But he will point out that he was very glad when he met Ilana, because most of the people that he trusts in the academy are very indoorsy. They are good people, they're good scholars, but they would not even leave the tower.
Mm-hmm. No, Lion will then basically, because I think that especially that part of magic for him, it's much more like an intuitive thing, right?
He shares that for certain kinds of his magic.
Mm-hmm.
and he will like compare that basically.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, he inherited this from his father. He will tell you. A bit of a dodgy topic for him. He's not like directly hiding it, but you can see like, you know, a certain bitterness in his expression when he.
Oh, don't
mentioned-
tell me about Dad's buddy.
Yeah, he has daddy issues. He will. He will. Like, I mean, if Nasilin asks, he's a type. He doesn't really hide anything. He doesn't always volunteer everything. Like stuff that is more private to him. But if you ask him a direct question, he's very likely to answer.
No, Narsen isn't prodding. He's kind of like when he goes off in that direction. Lion will share a little bit about his past, like with Hassarian running around, what he did, and kind of like that aspect. And
yeah, he will say like he wishes that his father would have spent any time really teaching him
Wow.
anything about his heritage.
So you're saying that his daddy issues are worse than mine?
Yes.
Fuck it.
He will very quietly admit that maybe if he would have spent less time in the cult of the dragon and more time with his family, things would have turned out differently. Implying that his dad is dead. Heavily implied.
Yeah.
But also, yes, he was part of the cult of the dragon. Which explains why he hates him so much.
Yeah, he's probably at that point, like, Narcissus' face is just kind of like, he was, like, loosening up a little bit, like they were talking about it, and once it goes in that direction, he's like the yikes face, like, ooh.
Yeah, he will kind of give you a little, like, you know, like, awkward chuckle, as like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, then there might be silence for a little bit, because Lion doesn't know what to do with that shit.
He will ask you about that one tree again.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, basically it's like,
Oh.
oh yeah, well...
It's a tree again!
well, now we're
I'm
on
starting
the way
to
back.
recognize you are a very good teacher, thank you kindly.
Now we're on the way back, so you can really see the moss super well. Yeah, let's.
It's like, oh, look, I'm starting to recognize our own footsteps in the soft soil.
It's tracking is very important.
Edible.
Edible. So
Oh, it
probably
is probably
it takes
my
a while.
fault that we didn't come across any game. I did get carried a bit away with my talking.
No, it's more than fine. We have enough rations anyway, so. If
So
we
yeah,
should finish those first.
You guys make it back eventually. Ilana would be the only one knowing exactly how much time has passed.
Hours.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if you guys were going to miss the carnival.
I mean, yeah, hi. There was a lot of water to gather. We had to pick the best one with the best water.
Where's the
Only,
food?
only the highest quality.
The food is in your backpack, I think. Yeah?
Food? Food? Clap, clap. Big dragon, clap, clap.
We got some food.
Pigeon
Yeah.
left, pigeon right. Pigeon left, pigeon right. Food.
We don't have to deduct anything more because it was a day's full of food, but I assume we left something of the ration to eat for the rest of the
yeah.
day.
I mean, if it's for the day, then you're probably just.
It's for the day.
That
Yeah.
was yesterday.
Yeah. No, it was this.
No, it wasn't
No,
this
it
morning.
wasn't.
It was
No,
this
no,
morning.
It was this morning. It was this morning.
Okay.
I assume we have left over, so that's what I mean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
we-
water. Here's your water skins. Here you go. Like, starts handing them out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
So, Lion, and Annie pats the space next to her. You want to sit down?
He looks like a scared animal. Is like, what?
Annie double pats. You want to sit down? I think you promised me something.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Gotta be careful what you promise.
Yeah.
You want to sit down?
Judging by the look on his face, I don't think he wants to sit down, but I think he knows he has to sit down.
I mean,
Annie gets her book out, her journal, and
Oh.
a pen ready. And you actually all see her pen for the first time, which is a new pen.
Mhm.
Which also, this pen, since it's dark, it glows. It's
Slightly.
enchanted to, it glows slightly enough so that she can
Feather,
write.
by the
without-
way, just to make
Yeah.
this like clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a quill pen.
Yeah.
It's a quill, yes. It glows enough for her to be able to write clearly, and she quite obviously doesn't have an ink well to go along with it. She doesn't even pull one out.
But ink is coming out.
So,
don't you like?
can you?
I know that I.
And
can
thus
read
the
them
Temple of
around books,
Ogma has
but
invented ballpoint pens. No, I'm kidding.
Where's your ink pot?
I don't need one. There's a very special pen, and you're gonna tell me something for me to write down with this very special pen.
Alagos will actually lean into Leilana says like the Temple of Ogma produces this is a very good. He explains how they work to Ilana.
Laya's getting distracted. It's like, oh, yeah, well.
All right, tell me everything about what happened to you each night in Atlanta. Every single thing.
I'm going to copy over my notes for you.
Thank you very much. That was my intention. That was my intention.
Let me see, but they might not be that.
I mean, it's all that that Lion would remember, so that's all that I get.
Let me see where it starts. Okay. It's gonna be written in very weird sentence structures. That's just how I make notes, so
That's all right.
I'm gonna put it in cross character between us. So you guys can do something else while I'm copying over things.
And he's gonna be busy with that too, so you guys are welcome to his own.
Well, I mean, it's already 6:45. I'm not gonna continue the session on to.
The question is, are we going to make it to the carnival or in time?
In character or right now?
Out of character.
No,
Okay.
because again, I'm not gonna start this 15 minutes before the end of the session.
Well, no.
So that what I'm hearing is that we can RP for the rest of the night.
Yeah, for the entire.
You've got 5.5 hours before midnight.
That's a weird way to say 14 minutes.
A good half of that is Annie just pulling the information out of Lion.
Yep.
And what was the exact time that you woke up and this and that happened?
Oh, it's not gonna be that detail. He's just kind of like brushing past. He's just like gonna like go on to the next day.
Yep. There's a lot of empty, non-answered questions. That is gonna
Yeah, I
happen.
can't remember. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I can't remember.
Just do what
you-
Kit does and throw in a little bit of misinformation every now and then.
Oh, no. No.
Kit spreading lies before
Like,
the
as-
internet.
No, actually, all the stuff that was like given to him, except for his own clothes, was taken by other priests. So he doesn't have the little doll anymore. Like they all took it in their investigation bags. So I cannot show you the straw doll.
That's too bad. Well, I have the source of information. They do not. Continue on. There's a bit of a rivalry forming with the priest that kicked me out of the investigation.
I'm sure it's a healthy rivalry.
Completely. Yes, totally.
Sounds like it.
Sure. That's for sure what happens. Yeah, Alana
The message
will
is
keep
too
having
long.
some RP. Alana will keep having some RP.
Is Kit still wearing the flower crown and still carrying all the flowers in her
They're
tail?
droopy a bit now, yes. Some of them have
No.
fallen out.
Alana will spruce them up.
Oh, nice.
I think what Kit's probably gonna do is like a tail like flower crown cage thing. Basically, just a bunch of flowers wrapped around her tail.
Ooh.
That'll kill some time.
That will kill lots of time. Alana will help out.
Yeah. After the information gathering with Lion, Andy's gonna spend the rest of the 2 hours or so finish making some more.
There you
journaling.
go.
Thank you.
I tried to order it as best I could, but no.
It's alright. That's alright.
I would say that Narcerium would be genuinely a bit distracted by Andy asking all these questions, right?
Yeah, definitely. Constant, like, what time was this? When was this? How was this? Where was this? Why
Yeah,
was this?
at some point, because basically nearing the end, he's been sitting still for too long. So it's kind of like just like moving more and more, and then he's like answering more questions. But he starts using control flames to just like make shapes in the flames while he's talking. He gets distracted a lot.
Yeah.
But then
Then
he's
you
used
don't
to it.
notice. Never mind, moving on. Ab was like, "Ree!"
What do I do not notice?
You're welcome.
I have a 17 passive perception.
Not
You're
when you
very-
have disadvantage because you're distracted and it's -5.
Re.
Really?
You're very welcome, buddy.
When you sleep, it's also a -5, by the way, because you're asleep.
Oh.
Rip.
How much?
Oh no.
What is that feat again? Alert feat?
That only helps you
And that
with,
just means you
with
can never be
ambushed.
surprised.
Yeah.
Oh.
Observant.
Observant.
Observant
is
is
your-
Observant.
a
has
passive
a +5.
perception.
Yep, you need observant.
It's too bad because your cat had a passive of 13 and you had a passive of 12.
But now my perception's 50.
Perception?
And he's occupied, so she has a passive of 10. Because -5.
Yeah.
-5.
Abo at the moment. Why did I not notice?
Re.
What did I not notice? Nothing. She's fucking with us.
Yeah, but that's a huge part of the evening. But,
Okay, well.
for Andy, be prepared to deal with a lot of distracted. The way that he used to tell the stories.
Before we do anything else, I'm gonna call it here. Favorite moments.
Mine for sure is the conversation at the end with Elana. Was really just very calm, quiet, and just catching up with each other. I liked it a lot. Very much. Nice conversation.
It's always fun explaining magic, but I'm gonna have to go with the flower tail crowns.
Yeah, I
Edible?
enjoyed. I enjoyed hanging around with Venom Fang.
Venom Fang.
Venom
I like the combination of the. My favorite was the combination between I have two favorites actually. So the combo of Radolf plus Venomfang, and just Narcillium being like, I can't even.
He does that.
Yeah. And but also like, speak up, boy. Get to the point, boy. I'm not told for this shit. But also Narcillium failing on survival exactly when Alagos is along for the ride.
Yeah, no,
So let
honestly,
me teach you. Oh, there's so much more you can learn outside from books, and that's like completely failing to find anything.
Nice.
I really like that moment as well.
Yeah.
Kind of like, because like Narcin, if it was any other situation, he would be like basically repressing the urge to just like get up
Die.
and run away, or
Yeah.
that. But basically, because he was there, like it is, the force is his favorite terrain. So then he was like, I cannot like fill in front of this guy, so I'm just gonna teach him other stuff. Yeah, and he's not gonna notice. Yeah, I'm so smart.
Yeah.
He probably totally had it, but no
Yeah,
one
but
was
he's again, he's a good. He is not the type to gloat or make fun of people, tease people lightly. Yes.
and instead we bonded over daddy issues, so that's great.
Yes, daddy. He has massive daddy issues.
You know.
Mm. The two of them have that in common.
Yes.
It was that actually, I like that part basically because like if you go out camping with someone, with a couple of people, and you're like basically running around, you're walking around, there's so much you talk about. So it's kind of like I could really imagine that part. And with all the rest around, and with Elagos joining, Narcillium didn't really have that big of a conversation with him. And then this kind of like here, he opened up a little bit more also about himself and asked more stuff. So it was kind of like this was their time to just get to know each other a little bit better, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you know that what the personal reasons were that he's interested in the cult.
Yeah, I was still repressing the urge to just leave him in the forest. Come on. Because I cannot get lost.
Based on those rolls, neither would he.
No, my feature says I cannot get lost.
Yeah, if you travel for at least an hour, yes.
Well,
Oh yeah, he was out
didn't-
there for longer than an hour.
Yeah, but I want to point out it does not kick in immediately. You
Yeah.
need to travel for an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's alright. Kent's got a proficiency in survival. She would have found you.
Oh yeah. I was about to send the dragon and the cat.
If all else would fill, I would just like put create tender or destroy water.
I was like, oh, it's
I'm
this is the
surprised
same
you.
tree.
I'm surprised you didn't try and do that, like sneakily around the side. Oh, let me just go ahead quickly for a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Look, it's a puddle. Hey, this
There
looks
you go.
fresh.
It's
The
surprise.
the stagnant pool has
Yeah,
been fresh for some.
I'm gonna teach you exactly the wrong thing to do. Get water from the stagnant pool in the middle of the forest. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you boil it first anyway, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Still.
You get water
you're
from the river
unlucky,
and
you have-
that you boil
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, if you're unlucky, there's mosquito eggs in there. It's gonna be gross. Anyway.
No,
Extra
if you're
nutrition.
unlucky, you get worms.
Also true. Yes.
Or what is this other thing that like grows bigger in your guts?
Tapeworm.
Tapeworms. Yeah.
Also known as
Still a
worms.
worm. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yikes.
it's way worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a little alien wriggle in your guts. Yay.
Well, it helps
Uh,
you lose weight, to be fair. So
Abo and Matt, what's your favorite moment?
Mine
I said-
was hanging out with Venomfang and getting the flower crown and the tail decorations.
Mm.
Mine was getting lost in the forest
yeah.
and bonding over daddy issues.
Mm.
Oh, you didn't enjoy the old man.
Not as a character that doesn't know how to speak up and doesn't know how to get to the point.
Well, it was all about, like you said, like your plan is to transition Narcillian slowly
Yes.
It's like, yeah, having
Yes.
an old person go like, speak up, boy.
Yeah, that's
I don't live forever.
it's perfect,
I mean,
perfect for him, but you know.
It's certainly a change from Demon Daddy, yeah.
I mean, he was also kind of no nonsense. Well,
Yeah,
Cassius was all nonsense.
Very different dynamic, though.
Yeah, Elivik is more like Tiffany on steroids, and that says something.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but overall a very nice session. I also enjoyed the various talks with Lion, be that on the way towards Thunder Tree or in camp, where I pestered him endlessly. Yeah.
I mean, at least that's familiar. It's very familiar from probably the way that they were in the
Oh yeah.
in timing. You're pestering for all the
Uh.
deals, and might as well we'll just come outside and find out. Double dare you.
Yeah. Very much a blast to the past.
Well, by next time, please everyone decide what you want to do at the carnival and stuff. So I know what direction to prepare, especially if you actually want to stay and continue into Prismere, or you just dropping off Venom Fang and then continuing home to Phandelver.
Definitely dropping off an Fang. Ilana would at least check the
Yep.
carnival out, if not necessarily stopping to look at every stall, just to see if anything was different, if anyone had changed, if anyone had disappeared. Cursory check. And then potentially whatever the group's plan is.
Yep, check in with Pasha Kettle Steam. And generally, have fun again. Yeah, just have fun.
Avoid the
Okay.
minecart.
Avoid the minecart, yeah.
Avoid the minecart. I thought the plan
Give
was to go
Alagos a
basically
tour.
straight into Prismere, but
Well, Alagos is coming along. You can't just go straight into the Prismere.
no, if
Yeah, also
Alagos
we have-
Alagos come along, he has to go into Sunrise. He should go into the minecart.
You should
Also,
go, you should
what
go
it's gonna-
for the Monarch.
Also, it's
I
gonna
don't-
be a conversation character as well, but and it definitely thinking that we have unfinished business at home. We don't know how long we're gonna be in the prison, so it's not today for her.
Yeah. I would
'Cause-
suggest we use it as some reconnaissance, gather what information we can from the people we know, now that we know, and spend that time in the carnival showing Alagos around, but also having those subtle conversations on the side to find out more information about the Coven.
Because Nacilian still doesn't know how to plane shift, so he cannot get them out.
Yeah, we don't know.
No, we have to find a natural crossing point, so
Yeah,
it might
exactly.
If you
take
can find it,
ages.
Yeah.
And
And as
Yeah.
we know, several days in the Feywild might be several weeks in the real world, or vice versa, it might be minutes in the real world. That's not a risk we can take until we have a way back. So for the people who have been telling us of this is where the portal is, this is where the crossing is, do they know anything about crossing back? Because obviously we don't want to get stuck there. And maybe that's Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Maybe not.
Yeah. And also, if we this time do nothing about going to the prison, it also put some guards down on whoever is the hags or whatever, the witch with the light or whatever, so they won't expect us on the third time. 'Cause that's a weird time to go. Who goes on the third time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Food for thought later.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, that's it then.